Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. It's a Tuesday, and we have NXT on tap tonight. A stacked card, lots going on. Lots of people visiting NXT tonight. We're going to talk all about it. It's going to be a fun one, so get in that chat. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. Be a part of the family. Be a part of all the shows here at the Wrestling for Life Network. It's going to be a fun one tonight, folks. Strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good, and let's go! Let's go, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again. It's going to be a fun one here tonight. Lots going on with NXT. Lots to talk about. And again, the wrestling world never gives us a shortage of topics to get into. It's going to be a lot of fun. So get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Even if you don't want to say much, give us an emoji. Give us a thumbs up. Click those little reaction buttons and be a part of the family. We are growing quickly and we love it. So thank you for being here tonight. Hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe as me and this pretty face take you through the next couple hours of wrestling action. It's going to be fun. I think I've said that 3 times now, so it better be fun. But yeah, a lot on this card, a lot of moving parts. But before we get to that, I will remind everybody, I am Mr. Overnight KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And my guy, you have no idea how hard when you were doing the grab your snacks, grab your feel-goods of not trying to do the what. I was trying so hard not to. I was letting mans cook. Yes, absolutely. We're cooking here tonight on NXT. It's basically Title Tuesday. We got the tag titles on the line. We got the North American title on the line. We got Joe Hendry showing up. We got EO in a tag match. We got this thing, that thing, and a third.
100%. Again, I mean, like Joe Hendry in the building. We already saw him making his presence. If you were watching online, he is definitely at full sail. EO Sky said last night she was going to be there. That quickly turned into a tag team match. So that will be happening tonight. Very intriguing, especially with what's going on in the main roster with Cora, Julia, Rhea. Will Rhea be here tonight? We will find out. Of course, the grudge match or the heated family rivalry, I guess you would call it. The Pisons are mad, Nick.
Yeah, well, it's a confrontation after Stack's already whacked, Crucifino, which sounds perverted to say, but yeah, he took him out to the desert, invited him out, but now we're going to get the face-to-face between Stax and Tony and sort this whole mess out.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll see what this means. Does this carry into Battleground? Do they get the business done tonight? Does Stax have a trick up his sleeve? Is Tony a guy that's all alone and being pushed out? We will find out. Very interesting with this one. Of course, the tag titles are on the line. Our newly crowned champs, Hank and Tank, taking on Yoshi and Briggs. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like we're split here a little bit. I'm assuming you might be going for the Yoshi.
I just want to see
my boy this fast. Sorry.
I just want to see the splash.
I think that's the same thing that C Money said. But yeah, you can't do this fast to Hank and Tank here. You can't do this fast to my boys.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I got a lot of faith in Hank and Tank here. I think they're set to go on a little bit of a run. They look good. They've got a good attitude. Those are 2 guys that I think are very close to being able to transition up to the main roster, especially in a division, like especially on Raw where they could use some tag team love. Hank and Tank's not that far off. And I think they have it where if you start putting them on Raw, the fans will get behind them. Like they're clickable, they're catchable, they're merchable.
Well, they're catchable and all of that, but they just won the NXT titles. Keep them on NXT for a little bit. Let them kind of have that reign on NXT before you jump them up to the main roster. You just saw them jump up Frazier and Fraxium. So let that tag team division still kind of sort itself out because we're still figuring out what this is and trying to make it work.
Yeah, 100%. I'm good with that. For sure. Give them a little bit of a chance here. I think they're going to go on a run. And Ricky Saints will be taking on Lexus King as we get a little we're turning back the clock and going to AEW circa 2022. So this one should be fun and interesting. we'll see what this means. Lexus loses the Heritage Cup to Noam, and we're off and running. So is this bigger and brighter things for Lexus?
You can't lose this. He can't beat Starks right now, but it is, it feels a little bit like Tuesday Rampage, back at it like a jackrabbit. But it's funny that Lexus just lost the Heritage Cup and jumps like up into a better title match and a better position here. Was he like, are they going to get behind him now if he loses the Heritage Cup and now he might be more into this North American division?
Maybe. I mean, again, he's been around for a hot minute. He kind of got there before a lot of other people did. And I think he's at this point now where, he's got to find himself or he's going to kind of get left behind in the lurch here. So we will see where it goes for Lexus King. I think he's still got some developing to do. Not a bad thing, but not quite hit his groove yet. So we'll see where this goes. But we got about 7.5 minutes before the start of the actual show, folks. Again, get in that chat. What is on your wrestling mind? What do you want to talk about here tonight? And again, don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Make sure you go get our merch. Go get all that fun stuff. We got tons there for everybody. More coming your way. So stay tuned for that. But if you don't have any swag yet, join the army. Make sure you go get that merch and rep the Wrestling for Life Network.
Absolutely. Support the channel and 100%. We got the best swag out there, my guy.
Right. Nick, do you want to say hello to the people?
Fine. I'll start it off. I got to scroll up. The people's talks a lot. But we got Zach, what up? Hey, KJ, Big Nick, and everyone. What up? What up? Eric, hey, Wrestling for Life buddies. Can't wait for EO and Jordan versus Julian Roxanne tonight. As will Hendry get revenge on Trick for what happened on TNA Rebellion the other night. I think both.
Yeah, I mean, the tag match is going to be fun. We'll see how the implications of how this tag match plays out. And then, of course, Joe is in the building. So we know that much.
Yeah, I must have missed the announcement, like until people were saying it in the chat and everything, or it kind of became like common knowledge. I thought he was going to be there after what we saw at Rebellion.
Yeah.
But now are we going to have that match at Battleground, or is that match going to be like a TNA pay-per-view?
It'll be interesting. I mean, I don't mind it being on a Battleground. I mean, Joe versus Trick, especially if Oba's got Javon or something else to take care of. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I mean, again, they've been big fans of multiple men matches. So I don't know what their plan is, but ultimately, I think that Trick definitely got a heel vibe going right now. So we'll see if this helps Trick out a little bit.
Trick, your new TNA heavyweight champion.
Could you imagine? Oh, there goes the Fed again.
Well, I want to see how Anthony would feel about that, because if that's the first like NXT guy that holds a WWE or a TNA title, and it's Trick being heavyweight champion and beating Joe Hendry, that's a big statement. And like you said, Twitter would be ablaze of just, oh, that's typical WWE move, just pushing Joe Hendry out. See, buried again.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I'm not that worried about Joe. I think there's a bright future for Joe. I think there's a lot coming Joe's way. So people need to stress out less and understand, there's a bigger picture here. And ultimately, again, this NXT, TNA, WWE relationship, from what I can tell, from what I've seen, has gone swimmingly. So I know people out there love to shoot everything down, but there's not many bullets in the gun for this one.
Yeah, it's more of a water gun and more of a super soaker. Clay, what up? AD and AZ. I read this comment earlier. I'll mention it and we can probably touch on it later. Of he thinks that Pat versus Gunther sets up Goldberg versus Gunther. And I don't want to say Goldberg another time because he'll fucking show up and do a terrible spear and almost end someone's career.
Yeah, a lot of talk about Goldberg Gunther. It was teased past. Are we going to get it, or are we ever going to get it? If I had a vote, we would never see Goldberg again. Yeah, I mean, again, can a guy like Gunther get a good match out of Goldberg? I don't know. Undertaker couldn't do it. Why could maybe Gunther can, but ultimately, yeah, I mean, I don't see Gunther losing in 4 moves. So what do we do?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the only good recent Goldberg matches, and these I say recent as in they've happened within the past decade, were against Brock, and they were all of, I think the longest match was 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was smash him, drag him, spear him, jackhammer, all of that. Yeah. respect Undertaker, he was much older than Gunther, but yeah, I just don't want to see Goldberg anymore. I feel like Gunther at this point could have a good match with a broomstick, but Bill Goldberg is in that same class as Dwayne Johnson, Terry Bollea, Chris Jericho, to be honest, of a couple of people that I just never want to see on my screen ever again.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, apparently he feels jaded, to put it lightly, I guess, or whatever you want to say. He's bitter at the idea that he didn't get a proper farewell match. Like, I mean, dude, you're done. Fuck off. But
neither did Ryback. Y'all can have your both retirement matches together.
I'd rather see Goldberg than Ryback if I had to choose, but that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's picking between a douche and a turd sandwich.
It's not good. It's not good, but we'll see.
Right. Bradley, what up? What up? C-Money. I'm looking forward to seeing one of my favorite moves, the Yoshi Splash. So C-Money's out there with you.
Yoshi.
Scott's calling. Now he's calling you Mr. Jody Threat.
Mr. Jody Threat and Mr. Wendy Chu. Come on, Scott. Let's go.
I dislike Wendy Chu. You just never pick Jody Threat. And we just assume because you're Canadian, you got to pick the Canadian.
Yeah, it's just been unfortunate for Jody and Spitfire. Dana. Is Dana?
Danny Luna.
Danny Luna.
Put some respect on her name.
Always up against really good opponents. And I just, again, I'm sorry. Jody's good. I mean, she seems like fun. But I'm not picking Jody over Masha. I'm not picking Jody over Jordan. I mean, poor Jody.
Yeah, well, I think she's in against really good opponents because she's really fucking good.
Yeah.
But
one day I'll pick her.
Luxio, what up? I'm looking forward to things to look forward to. Yeah.
Jumping on that hopium train. Let's go.
All the vitamins, my guy. Cordyceps Fletch NXT card looks good tonight. What up? What up? TJ, Paul. I got to do like double time here. Denisha, what up? Jake. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What up? What up? A. Johnson. Kevin and 316. Jason. Chris Arcade. Paul, shout out Hank and Tank. Wrestling Proud. Hey, the For Life family and Nick. Oh, thanks. I'm excommunicated from the family.
Right.
Well, we had the mighty hero KJ come back last night to save us from me bashing on Logan Paul.
Again, a lot of interesting booking to debate. That's going to be fun.
Right. Alexis, what up? But we got Spaz here with a $5 super chat. See, now you can read it.
Spaz, how you doing? Thank you for 5 bones in the bag. What's good? Sticky Chew, and Kiggy Threat. Now we're just running with it. Shout out to the For Life Network Galaxy. I like that. And all my fellow Moose and Beaver brethren post-election. Are we still friends? We're always friends, folks. We're wrestling friends. That's why we don't have to worry about the world going to hell in a handbasket. We're just here for the wrestling.
Right. Our world's already going to hell in a handbasket.
Right. Well, we got our own problems.
Right. Cherokee George, sorry, like Wendy Chu, but not Creepy Chu. Fair enough.
Wendy's awesome.
KJ will take no Wendy Chu slander in this household.
Go watch some Evolve. Let's go.
I did watch Evolve, sir.
She's good on it.
Yeah.
She can really go in the ring.
No, that's what she said. Sean Reed, what is up? Hashtag WFU Wrestling for Life Nation. Anyone else think that Trick is ready for main roster? Been ready.
Yeah, I mean, Trick, I'm really curious to see what heel Trick looks like. As Nick, I'm getting the start of our show.
Yes, I just had then go by me. I will stop at now.
Dun dun then.
Alrighty.
Wait, you got to now?
Yes.
Now.
I got that premium YouTube TV, I guess. I don't know.
Forever.
See, we're synced back at it.
Right.
I like that now we've gotten much better at this. It's been much easier lately.
Netflix has made it a little smoother. I'm not going to lie. Together, ladies and gentlemen, you can sync up as well. Make sure you hit the little pause button. We got the big W on our screens right now, and you can play along with Nick and I at home as we go back to Stand and Deliver for some highlights and the show kicking off. Again, get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy.
Well, I want to shout out Roman. I see you. But I want to mention, actually, this is the first time 316 can talk about Liv and X Acceptable. Have you seen this whole discussion going around about that she's going to be the next big Hollywood starlet? She's the next fucking Scarlett Johansson, the next Margot Robbie.
Listen, I'm calling it. She's being casted as Barbie's sister in the sequel.
Honestly, that's halfway where my brain went, of something around that kind of vibe.
The minute you said Margot, I was like, I know where this is. I said it earlier today because we were talking about it, and it's just like she feel like Barbie's sister in the sequel.
But it's crazy though to see. We had it last night of everyone. She's gonna have a big week. Don't tune in. She's gonna have a big week.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, sappy pants out there again. Like, I know I don't want to say. No, you don't know shit. You don't know nothing. You don't know.
Well, no, he said the report from Fightful it was quoted as their source said jaws would drop at the role that she had been casted in. And then I saw him come back on that and reiterate, just to be clear, that's not what I said. That's what the source told us. Type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do some digging. Do some actual fucking journalism and figure it out.
Even then, if it is, great, cool. But why are we hyping this up so much? Because then if it doesn't deliver, now you're just bleh.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, apparently Drew's got something lined up. So we'll find out what's going on with Drew. CM Punk's got a couple things coming up. He's also pushing to get heels back. Let's go, Punk and heels. I want heels on Netflix.
Rom-com with Batista.
Yeah, right. So there's a lot going on.
Everyone wants to act, and I'm just hoping we don't get an actor coming back to wrestling. Did you see that trailer?
What one?
The Smash Machine or whatever it is there, the Mark Kerr movie that Dwayne's doing.
It's a good movie. I want to see it.
I don't want though. I'm fear that like when that's about to come out, he's about to be all up on our television screens again.
Sorry, real quick, Nick. We ended the video package with the clip from Rebellion. For those who did not see Rebellion, Joe Hendry defends his title. Trick Williams kicks him in the head post match, and we go off the air with Trick Williams standing in a TNA ring with the just kind of standing over the champion. So that's where we start off tonight. And we are opening with Joe Hendry. My God, this guy's buried.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. It's almost a charity case at this point that they're bringing him out here and everything. I know they did. Is this to make good on the Make-A-Wish that they did away with John Cena turning heel and everything? Because he's so buried.
Right. Yeah, this guy will not get off my TV. I like every show. There's Joe Hendry again.
As he's wearing his WrestleMania merch, by the way. The man doesn't work for the company, but has WrestleMania merch. Just saying. But he's so buried. He's the goddamn second coming of the Undertaker. He's so buried.
All right. What up? What up? Good to see everybody. Say his name and he appeals. I like clap 2 times. Hey, Roman. Roman giving us all the steps.
There you go.
Ronan, say his name. There you go. Everybody's singing along. Here we go.
I'm convinced Joe Hendry could probably start a religion. If the wrestling thing don't work out for him with how busy and buried he is and everything, that he could very much start a religion. We already got people out here swaying like it's an Easter Sunday.
Hey, you're looking good. That big old Scottish smile on his face. I like it. Spaz, another $10 in the bank. Thank you, sir. I'm going to be at Northern Rising the night of Backlash, but there's something overlooked about a true B pay-per-view. Am I wrong? Jay and Logan is simply big cheers, big boos, one defense. I mean, again, you're never going to get like a Backlash or a B pay-per-view, a secondary pay-per-view, if you will. We'll have some matches that don't quite live up to a Mania or a SummerSlam for sure.
Oh, 100%. That's why they halfway exist. Maybe Thursday we can look more into like this potential card versus, the past couple cards when it comes to Backlash, because we're coming off of when they were in France, they were in Puerto Rico. Yeah. Now we're in St. Louis. I don't think that the Jay Logan thing, like I said last night, I like the match. I don't ever want Logan to ever win the title, but it is one of those, it's going to create that reaction. It's the biggest talking point almost coming out of Raw besides Rollins, Heyman, and co.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about it. It's big news. And I will put it this way. I think this was done to help Jey Uso. For all the heat and hate that Jey Uso's getting for winning the title, because fickle fans, but for all that heat he's getting, you put him against somebody that people aren't going to accidentally cheer for. You know what I mean? Like,
valid.
Put him against the evil of the evil of the evil, knowing it's just going to make him look like a hero for kicking his ass.
Exactly. You're not going to put him with somebody, Christ, of even a Braun or a Seth, or definitely not like a Sammy or anything. Like, it's who do you put him against that, like you said, doesn't potentially run the risk of getting a bit of that babyface reaction and taking it away from Jay when you need him to come off hot, launching into the start of his title reign.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a good thing. Yeah, I'm good with it too. And I think there was a solid few years where like Backlash was just a regurgitation of Mania. Like they picked
it was WrestleMania. It was Backlash after WrestleMania. WrestleMania Backlash. That's what it was.
So I like the fact that now, like, we're not running back Cena, Cody. We got Randy. We're not running back Jay Gunther. We got Logan. So I do like the fact that it feels a little different. I mean, I don't think it's an issue that it's domestic and not international, because other pay-per-views are going to be international that were domestic. So it's a trade.
Right. Well, Christ, we've even got Gunther, the former world champion, on the card, but he's not in the world title match. So even more proof that we're going away from this just rinse repeat of what we just saw a week or so ago.
Yeah, I feel like the online response hasn't been overly positive about Pat versus Gunther, but I think people are going to be fucking dumbfounded by how good this match ends up being.
The more I've sat and rested with it and roosted with it, as I don't mean to talk over it, Joe, but I can see your point.
Nick, real quick.
Well, you're good. Go.
Yeah. Like
Dark State.
Nick actually sounded excited for Dark State.
Because it's interesting that they're going to take out Joe Hendry. This plays into more of the potential. Is Trick involved with them?
Under Siege is an upcoming pay-per-view, by the way, guys. Remember
that? How apropos a name. And now you've got this whole spooky kind of Shield, kind of faction.
He's up! I love this. The toss, like the play on the Shield assisted powerbomb, but with a toss. I like it, man. Let's go.
It is very much the NXT Shield, and not in the way that might sound. You can tell we have the Shield at home type of vibes.
I mean, it's rookie Shield, right? It's baby Shield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the startup Shield. It's more of, I'm trying to think of what would be less than a shield. It's more of just having a pillowcase in front of you.
Ava almost looking professional, but earlier today, EO talking to Ava, this is where we got the realization of a tag match here tonight. But if you were just tuning in, Joe Hendry opens the show. Dark State, he demands Trick Williams, but gets flattened by Dark State. So yeah, very interesting with this one.
Very much. And this is okay. I'll take this. If they're going to be involved with Trick, and that's why I was saying it's almost too fitting that the next two kind of pay-per-views that they'd be having, whether it be TNA or NXT, is Under Siege and Battleground. Very fitting names for where we might be going with this. And yes, C-Money, Retribution strikes again.
Yes. What up, Theater? How you doing? Under Siege made me love birthday cakes. If you know, you know. Wow, that's a deep cut.
We're not going back to this cake conversation. We all established we're cake eaters of varying sorts. Right. So yes.
Shout out Steven Seagal. This tag team looks fun. This May, the baddest brand in pro wrestling. Woo! Takes over. Okay.
New ground. Is this the Worlds Collide? Or is this just the hype up for Battleground? Battleground Tampa.
So if you don't know out there, folks, on Friday, I believe it would be the 23rd, they are in Brampton, Ontario, which, used to be home to this fella. But they are going to be they're going to be in Brampton. They're going to be in Canada for Under Siege. The next night is Saturday night main event. And then Sunday is NXT. They're calling it Battleground Weekend or something like that. So, I mean, again, a busy weekend in, I guess, for Memorial Day weekend. So it should be very exciting.
Is that the Saturday night main event that, as I'm in commercial right now? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is that the one that I saw going around of the Cena poster? Mm-hmm. Is it? Sorry, just real fast. Is it interesting? I saw someone try and lay out the timeline for Cena, that he would actually end at a Saturday Night Main Event as well.
He could, because if he stays into December, there's no pay-per-view, right? So, yeah. And then also, in addition to all I just said, we also should have, now, if I'm correct, Double or Nothing is that weekend as well. Some of the fans out there, I know, wanted to kind of May 25th. So it's same night. And I know some of the AEW fans didn't like that. But if you are the big bad AEW, it should be no problem. Should not be a big deal.
What the fuck? Like, how, like, do we have to have this moratorium as to when, you know, wrestling companies can book their shows on certain dates, and we've all got to have a collective schedule release for pro wrestling for the year of 2026 and shit? Like, I'm so fucking sorry that your show happened to be coinciding with another show, but guess what? If you're doing $1 million plus on Max and you're 500,000 on Turner, I'm sure you can draw a substantial house and everything. I'm sure you should have just enough attention. If you're going to compete. It's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen.
Absolutely, Nick. I mean, we're going to talk about this more on Thursday. For those who haven't seen it yet, Thursday we will be live for the Dirt Sheet debate. We haven't done a Dirt Sheet debate in ages. That's basically where we just turn the cameras on and start talking about whatever we want to talk about. We will talk to the chat. We'll see what's on your mind. I know there's things that Nick and I have been kind of debating amongst the wrestling action already, like a Logan, like a Gunther, like a Pat McAfee. The Toxic Fans is one of the things that's going to come up on Thursday. It's just this incredible, for me, it's the incredible double talk. We're the best wrestling in the world. Oh, I can't believe you booked the same night of us. Like, oh, I don't care if I'm number one and you happy. Well, that was stupid on your part. I'm going to flex on you, but you're pouting. You want to talk about ratings don't matter, but then you hit a 700 thanks to the NBA, and that matters. Like, it's this back and forth double talk of whatever suits. I think you've called it in the past, goalpost moving. Like, it's this constant, you know, it's this, you know, this really fucking insecure approach to everything. It's
this overcompensation as much as it is insecure. Yeah. I'm going to pull back the curtain halfway a little bit of, you've said this even about myself before, of having all of the confidence and none of the confidence at the same time. And it's very much kind of that vibe of like, well, if you're the best wrestling out there, then you should not have to worry about sports entertainment around you, right? But then when you call, you know, wolf, and you call foul, and you call, you know, not fair, then, but so what are we doing here?
But we are back to the action, folks. We have Carmen with Chemical X, Ashante Z Adantes.
He looks more like Ashante V Weekend.
I like that. That's good shit.
Well, that's why they fucking keep using him for the WrestleMania themes. They just think they already got him on the roster on the fucking payroll. That's just Ashante. He's down there in NXT. He sings the song.
Too funny. But Carmen and Ashante not really getting along. Chem X looks phenomenal. I like that Gigi's finally finding her way with Tatum. We haven't seen Shotzi a whole lot, but my lord, here comes Lexis King. So that means the North American title on the line.
Right. We saw this man polishing his throne earlier. But yeah, Chemical X, Gigi, Tatum, even Shotzi a little bit, almost feel like they might be better suited for a while down in the Knockouts division. Like, almost spend some time in TNA. We'll put you on loan here for a bit.
Right.
Well, Shotzi out there, and she's in the Knockouts division. A Shotzi Blackheart, Masha Slamovich match don't sound too bad.
Right. No, I like it. I mean, again, I think that's one of the benefits of this relationship. And I know people are trying to find flaws in this relationship, but let's be real. I mean, it even helps the NXT talent that isn't doing a lot to go do something.
That's why we saw Wesley and Tyreek and Tyson, TNT, go down there. Yeah. And I don't know if we were talking about it on Rebellion or me and Anthony were talking about it on Thursday, of that's really kind of been a great spot for Wesley, especially of when he was out there challenging for NXT titles, and then now you've kind of fallen down. So let's slide you here, keep you fresh, keep you moving.
Yeah, as we get Ricky Saints coming out looking good, the champ is here. Nick, really quick to address something that's been going around the internet for like constant, but for the last 24 hours or whatever. I need certain fans out there to remember something, that wrestlers are them. So when they go to a new company or leave a company, a lot of talk over the last 24 hours about Rusev, about Miro, Rusev. Oh, so he's just taking his AEW. It's not AEW's gimmick. Tony doesn't make gimmicks. People show up with their gimmicks. He is he is.
Yes and no with that, though. I would say no.
What?
Well, no, I'm saying with the Rusev situation, yes, I agree that's the Redeemer character. But no, you can't tell me that no one's ever been more of a product from a company or anything. Like I'm saying, no, I'm not saying for Rusev specifically. I'm saying in the history of times of people moving from company to company.
Well, that's the thing. Like Macho Man was Macho Man when he left WWE. Hogan was Hogan when he left WWE. Like when people move, they generally are who they are. Like this whole idea of like their AEW has only been here for 5 years. This is not AEW's anything. Like Ricky Saints is Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints showed up to AEW as Ricky Starks, this guy. He showed up to NXT, changed his name, but he's still the same guy. Unless they go through a gimmick change, Tony's not sitting there creating gimmicks. So this whole concept of, well, clearly, look at them. Look at Rusev. Has to be this AEW. That doesn't exist. It's not a real thing.
Well, I will say, like I said, I agree with the whole Rusev of like the people comparing it to the Redeemer thing and all of that. That's very much, I feel like that's more of a Miro. I don't know his actual legal name, Rusev, his kind of creation with the character, the gimmick and everything than anything AEW did. Like I would say Lexus King is not Brian Pillman though. I think Lexus King is very much a WWE product. Like if Lexus King, that's why I'm saying though, of like if Lexus King goes somewhere else, I don't think that's like, that's now Brian Pillman Jr., that's Lexus King. That's the WWE creation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, and the argument becomes how much of, like with the WWE, how much are they creating that gimmick with the wrestler? How much, but that's the one thing people got to like really check their head. Like, oh, Malachi Black was Malachi Black when he got to, he was that when he got there. Tony's not creating anything.
Well,
what drugs are Daniel Bryan smoking?
We'll touch on that, but whatever he is, I might want to partake in. But I do have Saints sliding out with a drop kick onto Pillman. But yeah, Tony does not create gimmicks. The only gimmick that he's created is the one that everyone knows about, and everyone tried to halfway give him praise and said it was his creator wrestler. We got the Ricky Strut, but it's hologram. Hologram's the only AEW creation.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Everybody else is literally just who they were when they got there. Like, I mean, you could say Ricochet pivoted character-wise. Swerve, maybe. MJF was MJF just amplified. Kenny Omega's Kenny Omega. Like, a lot of these guys were who they were when they got there.
Absolutely. 69% of the chat taking Saints, 12 taking Lexus, and 19 taking nobody. So we'll see how we get to that nobody call. But, ultimately, again, it's just stupidity. And I mean, when one company, and this is what we're going to talk about more on Thursday, is like one company brings in Undisputed Era, runs the same gimmick, the same attitudes. They bring in Daniel Bryan, he's the same. You bring in, X, Y, and Z, they're all the same as they were when you got them. But then someone goes the other way and it's different. Help me understand, folks.
But that's just going back in circles into, like you said, about the double talk of it's do as I say, not as I do type of shit.
Insanity.
And the definition of insanity is repeating the same action, expecting a different outcome.
Chris got
it. Yeah, no, Chris, 100%. Yeah, it's hologram. That's what everyone knows it, and everyone praises him about it. That's what we've all joked, and everyone instantly knew that this was Tony Khan cosplay. Of this is what he would be if he created a wrestler.
Yeah, which is crazy. I'd rather it be Tony Khan in the gimmick. That'd be the best thing ever if we found out one day that Tony Khan is hologram.
I mean, there's still people convinced that El Grande Americano is Omos. So,
right.
Wrestling crowds. Go ahead.
Just say it would make my day.
Well, he made Wrestling Proud's day because he says, I love KJ Rance. for life emoji.
Appreciate it.
Jason, KJ Nick does the story with Pat eventually write him off of TV for college football game day after Memorial Day. We won't see Pat until January. Interesting. I've thought about, because the last time we knew Pat was there for allegedly a long time, but I don't know how close we are to that.
No, I mean, again, I don't know if it writes him off, and I understand. I mean, they found a way for him to have they found a reason for him to have a legitimate right to get in the ring and be mad about it. And again, when does college football doesn't start till August, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying if that's a bit of a ways out. And again, that's Saturdays. He has to just fly in for a Monday. It'd be interesting, but yeah. Well, because last time he did take time off for college game day.
I remember. Unless something else is coming up, but I figured Pat going away will be later in the year, so we'll see. We still don't have any idea how this match is going to go. It's going to be very intriguing.
Yeah, we might talk about it halfway a bit more on Thursday, but I still almost stand by like 30 seconds. I could see your whole, it goes 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but it is not a long bout.
I think Pat's going to surprise everybody.
That he lived afterwards, yes.
He's not a tiny man, and he's fully trained in wrestling, so...
I'm not, trust me, out of all the people, I'm not trying to shit on Pat McAfee. I'm more of just Gunther is the former world champ. Destroy this man. Reestablish yourself as the alpha and the omega.
I love a good underdog story.
I know you do. That's why you're a Leafs fan. Same way I'm a Bills fan.
Right.
Mr. Noob, I know Bradley. Then they use that rating to justify not making changes. What did Bradley say?
What are we talking about? But State's in control right now of Lexus, or back and forth a little bit here. Not quite sure what's happening, actually. There we go. Arm drag.
Arm bar. I'm in a commercial. But Bruiser, off topic. Have you seen the ad for Hogan and Bischoff starting a podcast? Again, you mentioned it last night, and I hadn't put 2 and 2 together and gotten 4. Now it seems like everybody's like, it's going to be a podcast. It's going to be a goddamn podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's going to be, but that was my guess. I mean, I have no idea what it actually is. They could be launching another beer. I have no idea. With a new IPA. The NWO IPA.
I mean, I'd buy it. Would you try it? I'd try it. I'm just waiting to see if it is a podcast. Is it Conrad Thompson who's the third man?
Oh my god! Talk about being disappointed.
Oh well, the only other person, if it is a podcast, maybe Kevin Nash.
Yeah, I just don't know how much Kevin Nash likes Hulk Hogan.
Oh, probably not fucking at all. Actually, now that I think about that.
And you see Nash going on the record about why The Rock wasn't around? Fuck him. He was making a movie and they wouldn't let him do it.
2 count from Lexus, but yeah. I somehow still like Kevin Nash, even though I know deep down he's an asshole.
The thing about Nash as a podcaster, sometimes he just sounds like he's half asleep, and it's very boring. He's very slow talker.
Well, he was slow getting in the ring. I think he's just slow in general.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Plants this man. Scott Nicholas, John Cena, new 17th time champion. KJ White, Red Sox versus Blue Jays in Toronto.
Yeah, go Jays. The baseball season is so long. I don't start paying attention until like July.
That's it's 162 games. Like, how do you expect me to retain attention for 162 games?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. No, we'll see. We'll see. Nice super kick by King.
The coronation rolls back out. Yo! Tornado DDT from Saints springing off the ropes there.
Saints looking good.
Well, of course. He's goddamn Ricky Saints. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Bob's your uncle. And I like the Rochambeau because it looks like a move that he can hit on anybody. And if he does hit it on somebody much bigger than him, it's even more impressive.
Ooh. Right? Spaz with an interesting one. $2 in the bank. Thank you, sir.
Jimmy cost Gunther versus Pat.
I don't think Gunther loses even with help, but I do think that there could be at least a way to extend the match.
I just saw all this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, Ricky, in the gateway celebrating.
Anytime they do this extended pose, I'm always waiting for someone to run out. But no, I was just going to say something ludicrous of how there's been the whole conversation of like 100 guys versus a gorilla. If it was just Gunther versus goddamn gorilla, I might put my bet on Gunther when it comes to that.
Why did this become like somebody AI'd it? And I don't know if that's the proper
People
word.
are just starved for stupidity, I guess. I don't know.
As we are going to the culling and Izzy talking about what happened with Sol Ruka. By the way, Sol Ruka requested a new render and got it. Yes.
There you go. Well, she's now the champ too. She's got the speed title.
Right.
It's like spooky AA.
They're bragging about collision ratings, knowing it was all due to... Here, listen, I'll put it this way, Mr. Noob. And I know you know this. I know a lot of people know this. But when you average 700,000, but you started with 1.7 million, you have to ask questions. You have to, like, I mean, again, and, you know, we've gone into the mindset of the ratings aren't really that important anymore. Who gives a shit? We don't talk about them a lot. And then it's the people that don't want to talk about them that bring them up. Stop bringing them up.
Well, and I'll just, to put it in perspective for everybody that's out there watching, even us and everything, and I'll say it this way too, of halfway, let's see if we got about 80 people. Let's see if we can get to triple digits here. But it's be one of those, if we're 100, 200, however many people, and by the time we end the stream, there's 10 of you watching, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah, if there's 10 people in this chat at the end of this show tonight, me and Nick are going to have some questions for each other at the end of the show. What went wrong? And that's the thing that we get. And again, when you are starved for W's and you're finding any reason to validate yourself, and again, like somehow it's a brag of like, well, we finally beat. It's like it was like what, a 23-week losing streak, all AEW to NXT. So now you're flexing on NXT? Really? You guys lowered your bar, eh?
Should we all can we collectively? I feel like I don't know who else has, of just moved past from this. Like it is now that competition of now it is between NXT, TNA, and AEW. That's now the battleground. That's the battlefield. That's who's under siege, going all the way, pulling everything back in. It is no longer, no one at this point is competing with Monday Night Raw. No one is competing with Friday Night SmackDown. Those are off the table. Those are the unbeatable bosses right now. Right now, we're all playing at, the JV level a little bit.
And again, I mean, if people are focusing on the wrong stuff and not the wrestling, not the in-ring stuff. And I mean, again, there's rhymes and reasons for everything, but you get handed a gift. You get handed almost 2 million people. You got to make that count. And if you have such a large portion of that audience tune out within the first 5 minutes of the show, you did something wrong.
Facts. Now I'm just keep looking at our number, making sure now that I said that, it don't start dipping. It keeps rising. Let's keep this thing rising, folks.
All right, let's go.
Triple digits. Let's anti the quarter hours here.
Right. But I mean, ultimately, there's a lot to question. I know we're going to talk about NXT we're going to talk about AEW versus TNA on Thursday, and I think for shits and giggles, I'm going to defend AEW just to see Anthony yell at me.
I will say though, you can make a case. Like that's the thing is there is a nugget that's good there.
Yeah,
I just wish, and that's tying into the other topic. And again, tune in Thursday, folks. I guess we'll say it this way. I'll put a linchpin on this because we're just going to do Thursday here on a Tuesday, get our days mixed up here. But tune in Thursday if you want to hear the extended cut and you want to hear even Anthony's take on TNA being involved in all of this too as well.
Yeah, it's this funny war now. It's really interesting. But ladies and gentlemen, we're on commercial break. Ricky Starks defends his title. We got lots coming your way. Yes, it's 1-0 Ottawa. I don't want to hear it. But don't worry. It's a long game, long night. And Toronto's not going to let Ottawa hang around for another one. So that's my call. Fingers crossed.
Well, it would be insane. It would be, someone was mentioning the Red Sox earlier there, that it would be similar to when the Yankees lost to the Red Sox if the Maple Leafs were up 3-1 and then the Senators came back and won the series.
Yeah, you shut your mouth. Don't even say that out loud, bro.
Too late. Sorry.
But yeah, we were rolling through. We're about a minute away from getting back. And yeah, you're 100% right, Mr. Noob. And again, that becomes my concern is, I mean, you would understand that a percentage is going to leave no matter what. They're not into wrestling. They are purely basketball fans. But the fact that so many left, that becomes a big issue and a concern. And when you only read headlines, then you take that headline and run with it. Like, it's Jim Carrey, dude. It's, we've landed on the moon.
But is this like the worst of times, though, for AEW in the sense of, well, didn't Dynamite just also have,
it's worse,
if not its worst rating, like over in its regular time slot, if not its second worst? But I'm saying now in this timeline right now, you're coming off of WrestleMania. So you worry you might have wrestling burnout, what have you, for some fans. Or now I just saw everything with WWE with WrestleMania. I want to see what's going on there. Plus now you've also got 2 sport playoffs that are taking place across Time Warner. So you're going to get moved around. Like that's even last Saturday. It was Collision didn't start till 9 o'clock because it was immediately following the NBA playoffs. Now you're also going to get circumvented. You're going to get, you know, moved out of your regular time slots on top of coming off of WrestleMania. Like that's a double whammy.
Yeah, but again, the excuses for me only go so far. Like we're watching NXT tonight, but there's a Leaf game on. There's other playoff games on. There's other playoffs happening. There's baseball games on.
But NXT isn't on the same network as the Leafs game.
You will always have competition. You'll always have it. It is your job as as somebody providing entertainment to find a way to get eyes to watch your product.
And I get that. And the only thing that I would say, as I've got Tony D'Angelo coming out here for the face-off, and they're not doing it at stage set Italian Olive Garden, where I like to even stack them so we don't have to eat your mother's terrible risotto.
Right.
But yes, there is a playoff game here. There is that there and everything, but they're not on the same network. Like CW is not also broadcasting, like only in your area, the Ontario Leafs game right now.
Yeah, I think when you, again, that's one of the flexes of being the big company, right? Of like, we're not going to a network. I mean, dude, everybody talking about Collision getting bumped for Avengers. I
have not confirmed that. I did see that.
Avengers
be out there. I am inevitable.
Doesn't Warner Brother own DC? What is happening? What are we doing?
That is actually fully
Isn't that weird?
Factual.
Not
so
even
they get moved. They get moved by Black Adam. Dwayne screws over Dynamite.
The ultimate fuck you.
It's the ultimate boss move.
Well, we got Tony D in the ring, folks, as the night rolls on.
Who is Paulie fucking who gives a fuck? Not, Chris Angel. Like, what is these fucking schmucks out here just standing outside the ring? The guy in the middle literally just does. He looks like he's on a registry and it's not for a wedding at all.
Who's your NBA team? I'm a homer, man. If Toronto has a sports team in the market, I'm going to cheer for that team.
I'm a terrible NBA fan because my team is LeBron James. Wherever LeBron James is, I'm a fan of LeBron James.
Fair enough.
I know everyone expects me to be a Knicks fan, because New York, and it's my goddamn name. No, they're fine. Don't disrespect the Knicks right now. The Knicks right now are fucking phenomenal.
They went through a bad run. Fair enough.
Oh, 100%. That's the thing, is the whole time growing up, they were terrible.
They weren't great.
Now I'm an adult and they're good. I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? It's like the Mets.
Yeah. As a kid, I loved the Seattle Supersonics.
Oh, Gary Payton. The glove.
Sean Kemp, Gary Payton all day long. Let's go. Is it the shoes? Yes, it is the shoes.
The best thing, though, is seeing Gary Payton react to the dude that does like the undercover like dunk contest where he's hitting like insane dunks, and you just get from Gary Payton.
Right. The Italian bloodline in the house. Let's go.
Gabagool me instead of acknowledge me.
You gabagool me. The knife stuck it right in my back. So Tony's
like a nice chicken cutlet.
Luca's hiding out.
Well, no, remember he got invited him out to the desert.
Uh-oh, Stack's got his own security.
Yo, this literally looks like the Impractical Joker's fucking behind him.
What is this?
This is Michael going at Tony right now. This is goddamn Sopranos.
Right?
Yeah, you can go whack.
So why'd you send security out if you weren't coming out?
Is it his security? I thought they were with Tony.
No, this crew just came out now. The one in the aisleway.
Oh. I'm sick of taking your orders.
It's just soft.
What is the waiter that I didn't tip well the last time I was at the restaurant? I'm sick of taking your orders.
Luca whacked. I don't know, man.
No, it was last week. He invited Luca out to the desert, and you know why I invited you out here? And they cut off.
Right?
I'm gonna push you in your place.
I want
this is literally fucking Sopranos.
It is. I want the 5 guys behind Tony to get in the ring and jump him.
Which one's fat? I can't say the name. God damn it. If you watch The Sopranos, you know the name. I was about to say it starts with a P, but I can't say it.
What's next?
No, it's big. But is this, you mentioned it before, is this the way you get Tony out of NXT? No.
As in come this gang of whoever's.
Yeah, I'm sure the guy with a giant ginger beard, he's 100% Italian.
Wait, I mean, De Niro was in the group. He just couldn't get made.
Fucking Christ. Yeah, De Niro, who looks more Italian than anyone else in that fucking movie, by the way.
Irish as fuck, apparently.
Yeah, allegedly. Should they bring in, like, a Nunzio, a Big Vito, like any of the old school FBI guys? Like, that's the thing. Like, we know Big Vito. Like, he wants to be involved in this shit. Tied into the old family.
Right. So Ruka and Zarya up next. We're getting Soul versus Carmen.
Warlock. What?
We're getting Soul versus Carmen next.
There you go.
We will take a minute to remind everybody out there we are back at it tomorrow for Dynamite. A busy week. Like we said, Thursday is going to be a fun one. Friday, we're here for SmackDown. Lots going on in the wrestling world. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend. Click all the buttons, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget those little reaction buttons down at the side. We want to see those little hearts popping up on the screen. Let's go. Right.
Yeah, no, I just saw you coming down with the vapors for Soul, and I was just popping for Cherry Rhea Ripley.
This is cinema. Let's go. Again,
this is HBO Max. That's what that was. That was HBO Max.
Yeah, right?
Woke up this morning and booked yourself an angle.
Right, let's go. Oh, it's non-title? It should be title, just a beater. Me and C Money got this. If you've got to get out of Dodge, Dale Campbell. Where's Dale? What's up with Dale?
What happened?
What happened to Dale?
WWE Sopranos, yeah.
Sorry, got weather on my TV right now. We got about a 15-minute pretty good storm. The storm's moving across the region here, so everyone stay safe. It's funny times.
There you go. I got like 80 degrees and nice, so I'm living large and in charge, I guess.
Right.
AD and AZ. De Niro is a quarter Italian, just like myself.
Right? He'd never be made, so they were all happy for Joe, and then they weren't.
You motherfucker. Joe Pesci can't play anyone outside of just an angry Italian.
No, he really can't. And if anyone out there has seen The Super starring Joe Pesci, if you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch.
Why does the movie title sounds familiar?
It's basically he's a slumlord and his punishment.
Yeah.
Such a funny movie, man.
Well, again, it's every time he was just Italian Sam Jackson. You motherfucker, son of a.
Oh yeah,
you can't air those movies on TV without their just 15,000 edits.
The most amazing thing about Joe Pesci is you got to be a certain level of crazy, because if you have his physical stature, yet you're the scariest guy in the movie, you got to be off your rocker.
Yeah, that's an impressive level there. You always had De Niro, that's calm, cool, collected. Joey, calm it down here. It's all right. Yeah.
Dance, motherfucker.
Am I funny to you? What am I funny to you, like a fucking clown?
Right.
Well, it was great when Heyman did, when they reenacted that with the bloodline and everything.
Oh yeah, that was great. I love that shit.
Right.
Fuck off.
My favorite. Oh,
sorry.
No, you're good. My favorite Joe Pesci character will always be, always and forever be Leo Getz from Lethal Weapon.
Leo.
Well, he was one half of the Wet Bandits with Marv.
Yeah, that's a good one. Leo's funny. He was good as Leo. When they put him in the hospital and make him get extra tests, oh god. Go.
See, now this is making me think of.
I gotta go. I'm gonna take a break.
All right, you go pause. You go work off your stress or excitement, whichever you got to do. Whether you use the left hand or the right hand, I don't know. But yeah, my guy.
Me out, empty net. But ladies and gentlemen, we got so much more coming your way. Be a friend. Let's get this back up to triple digits. Let's go.
Right. If only KJ had hair to pull. But yes, I'm still in commercial break right now. But absolutely, as now we've gone half off the rails of talking about mob actors and everything, about ready to start talking about Al Pacino. Yeah, that was very Sopranos. No one knows you better than me, T. Like, that's literally Michael Imperioli in the goddamn Sopranos always calls Tony Soprano T and all of that because he's his kid nephew. Yeah, that is literally, they just were, let me copy your homework, but don't make it seem like you copied type shit. Bradley, what up? Yes, as I see, of course, the bot on Twitch that I can't deal with right now. Yes, we are also on Twitch, folks. We got a Facebook page. We got a Discord. We got this, that, the third. We got a merch store. We got all the buttons, gizmos, and gadgets for all your wrestling needs. On any social media platform you might have or might even think of having, we got you covered. So 100% join the For You, the Wrestling for Life Army, the hashtag WFU. I combine all the words. KJ left us to go watch hockey. How much betrayal can I take? I know. I might have to call Paul Heyman out here. I might be the next guy. I might be out there with Braun Breaker. He's just stabbing me in the back. He left me for hockey. But we got reunited, and it feels so good with Metaphor. And goddamn, Trick, you are a lucky guy with Lash. And Jakara, how you doing? But it's so funny, and I already feel like this is halfway starting to happen to me with Dark State of NXT will make a faction that you don't like. Like, let's be honest. Initially, a lot of people were not fans of Metaphor. People even when on its dying days, Lash Jackson leaving Metaphor. Oh, so we're getting the end. We're getting a split. We're getting. God damn you, KJ. You're breaking my heart. I was out here talking praise about how NXT will make factions that you fall in love with chase you. You're sad to see it go, even though you didn't like it when it was there. But they keep making, it's crazy to me of how now Metaphor before what, goddamn, was the heel group that no one really liked, and now you're sad to see him split as we're getting a pibbity one last time, pibbity popcorn player out here. for the end of Metaphor, so everyone's going their separate ways here. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Noam's been out for the longest time, and now he's finally back. Let him be him. Aura's been out there. He's been much more your evolve, your house showy guy as Grand Slam track athletes are out here live from Miami. What? But Aura's been out there on Evolve, been out there, the NXT kind of house show guy. And Lash and Jakara, for the longest time, have shoulda, woulda, coulda been on the main roster, shoulda, coulda, woulda won the NXT titles at Rebellion. So it makes the most sense. And especially that Lash is the one to pull the trigger on it, because we done been past you. Metaphor has gone their separate ways. Yes, now it's become an improper fraction as we're out here splitting. I am really starting to like the tag team of Soruka and Zarya even more. They're very much, again, it's like female Kane and RVD if they halfway give off that, like Soruka comes out on Zarya's shoulders. It's like if Rhea Ripley had like Sheryl Crow as a wrestler, I guess. But yeah, and again, it helps keeps them both towards the top without being at the top. As we're getting Carmen versus Soul in a non-title match. So folks, let me know who you taking. Are you taking the blonde Canadian or the blonde American? Are you taking karate or surf style? Are you washing ashore or are you out here with Ashante Leodonis? I just realized Dora wearing a change of heart from Yu-Gi-Oh hoodie. Malik, fair enough. I respectfully would not have gotten that reference. My wife maybe would have gotten that reference and just been shoving me that I don't get that reference. But yeah, no, that if that is the case, then it's again the subtle details and it makes sense. Soruka misses. Hey. Misses the moonsault, gets caught by Zarya. They have their kind of little cheeky moment that halfway looks like, should we kiss? And then little ass smack as she sends her back into the ring. So, ho. I read that in the voice of C Money. Really? I don't even know what C Money sounds like, and I don't see Money for a while, but yeah. Such an amicable breakup, though. I forgot this was wrestling. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a valid point. Of you don't really see often of we all leave on equal terms type of vibe of like as we go on, we remember. Kevin, KJ White, and Big Nick, you're a great host. Fair enough. I guess we fusion danced. We became two people into one, but no, thank you, Kevin. Chris, what up? Who do you think will show up on NXT tonight? Rhea Ripley 2025. I have my thoughts and opinions and everything. Well, with some of this stuff, more when we get to the tag team matches, more when I feel I'll talk about all that. Of maybe we get Rhea Ripley. I think the tag match we're getting tonight with Jordan and Io versus Julia and Roxanne is more placeholding to a match we either get at Backlash or even maybe potentially past that. Because we have seen Julia and Roxanne very much involved on the main roster. Io's your main champion, your women's champion on Raw, coming down to NXT. Soruka with a springboard crossbody again. But yeah, I think that there's certain people that you would have thought would have been in that match just because of the history of what's been going on with this story that aren't in that match, because we're going to do that match later on. Enough said for now. Izzy Dame could interfere. Actually, that's not a bad shout because they teased that with the whole culling thing because of Yeah, because Sol Ruka just beat her, was the last person to climb the ladder and take the belt. I vote for Sol Ruka. There you go. 2 snaps around the world. Been around the world and yeah. Oh, Sol rolls through into a 2 count. Come on, Sword Lady, beat Beach Lady. Chris, respectfully, I don't even know if that needs a pause, but no, that's very accurate. If you were how to describe what you were watching, the Soul Snatcher. 1, 2, 3. And I like that Vince Joseph instantly is just literally says just like that. She has a move that's flashy as hell that she can hit out of nowhere. But yeah, back to your comment, Chris, of if you were explaining to what we were watching to someone who doesn't watch wrestling, it would be Sword Lady versus Beach Lady. It would be Kill Bill versus Sheryl Crow type shit. Nick doesn't even know we're doing a thing, see money. Fair enough. I trust me, I don't know at times when I'm doing the thing. So how am I going to know when you're doing the thing? 2-0, 2-0, 1-0, Ottawa, Swahili. I think you meant Ottawa, but yeah. Oh, we're getting head kick. So is this the breakup? The weekend just met Monday out here, I feel. Of Carmen's done with Ashante the Adonis. Head kick. I felt like the crowd was just chanting one more time. As I got Trick walking backstage, so we're going to get Trick up next. 2-0. Good job, Carmen. Oh. No, because they're just, well, they are dating, but they aren't they're never publicly in an actual relationship, what have you. I don't know. Debatable. I'm not a judge, nor do I intend to play one. Ashante just got dumped. Yes, he did. Carmen, it's your time. Everyone's losing their mind. Big pop of the night, I guess, for Carmen dumping Ashante. Is that everyone out there just saying, so you're saying there's a chance? No, I don't think she's saying there's a chance, but it's still funny, everyone. Yes, she dumped him. Yes, I'm sick of this player. Wow, Carmen is violent. Adonis getting his walking papers straight to TNA. Straight to TNA and straight to hang out with Casey Navarro and his good buddy, top dollar, flop dollar, AJ Francis. And I will say 100% AJ Francis has absolutely become a guy in TNA. Was never going to be that guy in WWE, so I'm glad he's that guy outside of WWE. Which more wrestling fans should learn to adopt that philosophy of I'm cool with someone who I know I like, but isn't working out well here when they succeed elsewhere. Like your friend gets a new job and they, move up on the fucking scale and everything on it versus they're your coworker and, we're all stuck at middle fucking management type shit. You should be happy when your friend goes elsewhere and manages to fucking rise. Goddamn. AJ Francis, Steve Macklin, even EY, to be honest, he's going back to his native territory. The Hardys, honestly, the Hardys are way better used in TNA than they were in AEW. And I'm sure and again, like I was saying with AJ Francis, used better in TNA than he was in WWE. Steve Macklin used better in TNA than he was in WWE. If Ashante the Adonis is let go from WWE, go right over to TNA, you would be part of that whole first class faction, and I bet you get more over like Rover. But I'm in commercial break right now. But Spaz, thank you, goddamn man, with a $5 super chat. He's slowly just putting down payments on his SummerSlam front row tickets. Maybe when KJ gets back, we'll talk about that. But the Christ, those tickets, Jeebus. Nick, what would you call a faction of Jericho, Swagger, Logan, Wendy, Tessa, Cesaro, Hologram, Charlotte, and Ryan Nemeth? Oh, blonde? Well, shit, because Wendy's dark haired, Cesaro has no hair, Hologram has a mask. Like, I mean, that's the thing, is like, have that faction I don't want to see on my TV. So maybe it's changed the channel. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, that's a interesting collection of names. I think you very selectively chose that. Jose Trick hates t-shirts. Yes, like Garfield hates Mondays. Trick hates t-shirts. Kevin, what up? What up? Showdown MDB. How the fuck is Nick behind Top Dollar, but not Hulk Hogan? Absolutely, because one's an actual wrestler, one wants to be a wrestler. One's a shitty YouTuber, one's respectfully a shitty rapper. I'll say that. Yeah, no, I would rather, I will 10 days out of 10, 11 out of 9, I will be behind AJ Francis respectfully when it comes to actual wrestling than Logan Paul as being a world champion. I will not say that Logan Paul can't wrestle. I don't hate the idea of him versus Jey Uso, That's the way you're trying to go with it. But I never, ever want to see Logan Paul as a WWE World Heavyweight Champion in any facet. Intercontinental, U.S. title, fine, you can have that. World titles, off limits. You didn't download that DLC, sir. Sorry. Not available in your area. Most wrestlers will kill for Logan Paul's cachet. Debatable. I mean, would you want to be known to being like the world's biggest douchebag? Like that, respectfully, that's like saying a lot of women would kill for Kim Kardashian's cachet. Of yes and no, because I feel like there would be the same audience that would say no is equal to the same audience that would say yes. God, here we go. The savior back to save us all from the Logan Paul slander.
Hold the phone. Logan Paul is so much better than AJ Francis in every aspect of wrestling. In ring, on mic, there is not a part of, he's probably even a better rapper than AJ Francis. There is not one thing AJ Francis does better than Logan Paul. Come on.
I will fight you on that.
Right? Come on.
Again, I didn't say anything about Logan. I was bigging up AJ, and then MDB was just taking shots at Logan for me, I guess.
You said you would take AJ 11
because
days.
I didn't say that until MDB said anything about Logan. I said nothing about Logan. I was bigging up people who left WWE and found themselves because people were talking about Ashante the Adonis. If he left, I said instantly go to TNA. Yeah, see, you're trying to flip the narrative of what I was originally talking about. But I remember things.
I just saying what I heard.
Yeah, well, you heard wrong. You better check in with these streets next time.
11 out of 9 days, you pick AJ over Logan. That's crazy. Now Trick's here. Now remember, Trick didn't come out when Joe called him.
No, but other people showed up very much the second he mentioned Trick.
Right. Now Trick hates shirts but loves Crisco.
I was going to say with oil, but that might be worse due to recent court cases.
Like he's shiny as fuck.
Is he more shiny than Braun Breaker was tan? Because I saw the funniest fucking tweet about Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman coming out last night of it looked like two mad honey baked hams.
Right. I love that.
Because they were just tan as fuck.
Yeah. Trick looked like he fresh out of a Diddy party.
Slip inside. Punch to the bowl of juice.
Slip inside, get loose.
Ain't no. He's doing the other trick.
Right. More punch than your bowl of juice.
Bowl of juice there. Ain't nobody.
So Trick getting some heel heat here. And again, a bit more of an attitude.
Javon sat there and pointed out directly to his face of you're more him now. You're Carmelo. You're everything Javon did Sammy before Sammy to Seth. Of you're everything you proposed to not be.
Mm-hmm. Right. ESPN projects this cannot be real. Seen his final match. No, that will not be a thing. He's not.
No, not the final match. They've predicted. I saw them predict like his final run. The final match was Cody beating Cena at Saturday Night Main Event. That's how I learned about allegedly Cody's or Cena's last show being Saturday Night Main Event. They predicted a Joe Hendry versus Cena match on a TNA pay-per-view.
Right.
I want my title back. No, it don't. He's beaten you fucking what? Once, twice, 3 times the lady with this?
Who? Ava.
Well, there was the first time in a long time, I think it was last week, NXT Anonymous posted a video, and it was Trick losing his mind backstage and everything, and Ava throwing him out of the arena. So he's very much become anti-authority.
I would hear you out, but you need to hear me out right now. Okay.
Bitch, I'm the boss. You will shut the fuck up.
Well, then act like it, child.
Listen, just because I'm younger than you doesn't mean I'm a fucking child.
Not you. Oh, that's too funny. The ultimate.
After Sunday, I'm the biggest superstar in TNA too.
I like that. As Boston calling you out a little bit, giving you shit. I like it.
Well, I just like Trick just looking down at the camera. I hope you got that.
Right. Looking like Bun. That's funny as hell. That is really good.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun. See money. Welcome. Chiming in on the argument. Again, I mean, if nothing else, the man does generate conversation.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's very much why I think that of course, you throw him in there with Jade. I don't dislike the match, just Logan can never win. Logan can never be world champion.
Right. Hollywood Trick. Yeah, I got a Hollywood Trick vibe. Does he really need those heels when he's that tall?
Maybe. He's got is Lash taller than him?
Maybe. Neck and
Debatable.
Hike those heels on. We got Julia and Roxanne Perez in the back, folks. I just saw Trick's boots. Yeah, they're aggressive. Metaphor officially abandoned. Yeah, disbanded. Yeah, I mean, the lady sat down the boys and said, we're better than y'all now. Sorry.
Yeah. That's the most explanation we've gotten at all as to why. Oh, wow. No way, I'm about to have to take a pause during Hank and Tank. But that we got the most explanation of Roxanne and Julia kind of pairing and everything. Of they both viewed each other of like, you were a great champion, I was a great champion. These people don't deserve to be champion. We should be champion.
Yeah. Yeah, again, kind of mutual hatred for the group, right? We might not necessarily like each other that much, but we hate everyone else, so fuck them.
Right. But which, by the way, you actually missed Soruka's match, which she won.
Yeah, I did see, again, I thought Carmen and Sol was a really good, not a long match, but solid match. I think Carmen's coming a long way. Dropping Adonis, probably great for her career. The Adonis thing didn't help, didn't make any sense. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I thought it was a really solid match between the two ladies.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was the Asante thing was so stop-start. And this is where we got into the whole Logan conversation because everyone was pretty much saying of now that that's the last thing that Asante had going. So unless you're going to Evolve or something, my guy, you better learn how to wrestle AAA or maybe go over to TNA.
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, again, unless Adonis was going to help her win and she was really going to dig into some heel, work where, she's messing with some like a Sol Ruka with Ashante helping her get W's. That's the only way that would have worked. And it wasn't a thing. Like, I'm her boyfriend. I go to the ring with her. She still loses.
Well, even then, the best case scenario, we've seen this before in Christ. It's literally halfway of how we ended up getting Cole Roderick on as an interview on the channel and why he still might not like me. Of the best case scenario you get of being, is your girlfriend's sidekick is you end up James Ellsworth. That's where Ashante would have been of helping her win the match would have been his only thing. you're not expecting him to win singles matches and everything like that because you're the subservient boyfriend. You're, the manager for Carmen at this point.
Right. No, I would agree with that. I mean, again, it didn't really serve a lot of purpose. We've seen Carmen do things like Bloodsport. This is a couple really good matches for her. Like, she really seems like she's figuring out who she is in the ring. Adonis doesn't help that, so I'm curious to see where this goes.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go somewhere else for a little bit and go figure out myself for a minute here, but I'll be back soon.
There you go. There you go. I'm putting up a poll, folks. Nick taking a pause for the cause. The show rolls on. The tag titles are on the line in the next match. So get in that chat. Let me know who you're taking. Who do you got as Briggs and Yosh taking on Hank and Tank? I need to come up with a better name for Briggs and Yoshi. I think Nick had one, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, let me know out there. We got to come up with one of our names that the WWE hijacks eventually. Who else we got? I was at my grandparents' house. They were showing me their new doors and plants. Grandparents are good like that, right? What is happening in my life right now? All right. I saw some other funny comments. I vote Hank and Tank. That makes sense. Maybe Carmen could join Dark State. They could use a girl. I don't know about that at this point, Chris. To me, after the fact might not work as well. I think Carmen just needs to do her thing. Carmen needs to get in some matches and continue to show up and show out. If she can do that, she'll get over just because she's good. The Wet Bandits, Stank and Dank, Wank and Crank. Jesus. Yes, it will do wonders for her career. Absolutely. It was just a distraction that didn't need to be there. Have you told your grandparents to MDB, let's go. Get them hooked up. If they don't have an account, give them an account. Let's get them in here. We need the numbers, folks. We're pushing for 10K. Absolutely, Hank and Tank. Sons of Apathy is a good one. Broshi. I might be on that. I think Broshi might do it. Broshi. Snores of Anarchy is good. But I don't know, man. I think we're on Broshi. I think this Broshi thing might catch. I like it. Paul. There you go. Facts. We just talked about for a good hour. I got to cherish those moments while I still got them. 100%. Again, my mom's is off to Scotland to reunite my grandparents who have passed, and my grandfather going to be put to rest with his wife, my grandmother. So yeah, I mean, enjoy it while you got it, and it's again some good times out there. So yeah, absolutely. Broshi, it is KJ. I like Broshi. Broshi's got a ring to it. Yeah, tell them you love them. Tell your family you love them. Don't hold on to grudges, gripes. Life's short. Again, find the positivity. It's why we love doing this so much, guys. I mean, it's all about the positivity. It's all about that love. It's all about that feel good. Again, we have our moments, but again, the overall arching idea is life is good. Number one contender, Battle Royal. Winner challenges Oba Femi at Battleground. So we're getting a Battle Royal next week for the number one contendership. Will there be any surprises? As we got Oba and Kelly Kincaid, who looks 13. Girl out here looking 12 years old. Copyrighted. Let's go. Stamp that. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. Appreciate it. Broshi fits the vibe of Arch. I like it. I do. And again, if I get a Yoshi splash tonight, I'm going to be pretty pumped. I don't expect Broshi to get a dub, but if they can find a way to just have fun, and we'll see. I mean, I will give Yosh credit. He didn't come in to play games. He coming in. Oh, we got Taker. The Nick streak continues, guys. Undertaker. The Taker rub to Oba. I got some guys from LFG going to be coming for you real soon. Oh, look at this. The LFG boys in the house. Shiloh, Anthony Luke, and Jasper Choi, the Reaper. I look forward to the challenge. So the Undertaker introducing his LFG boys. There you go. There you go. There you go. And there is something there from a few of these. Look, Booker T beside himself. Booker T beside himself. Jasper Troy's a beast. Shiloh Hill has a bright future. I don't know if anyone's been watching, but we just had Bubba chooses BJ to stick on his team, but we already know that Cutler is in Retribution 2.0. So interesting. LFG's been a good watch for my money, and ultimately, again, we're watching the layers of the future, right? Like, and we always talk about layers here at this channel, like ogres, like onion. We like our wrestling with layers, and you look at guys like Shiloh and the Reaper, and even Anthony Luke. They're all coming in, and they have bright futures, and they're groomed from the ground up. Yeah, poor Nick. You did it again. Olé! How could you even predict that one? That one's hard. Like, I mean, sometimes we're like, something might happen, but we got to get a quick sneak in. But yeah, Nick takes a break and randomly Undertaker shows up to talk to Oba. I'm Jack Sparrow channel. They showing NXT home screen. Okay. Sexy BJ Ray. We'll see if this guy's substance. He definitely has the attitude and the charisma to kind of get where he needs to go. Is he going to be a guy that maximizes his potential or lets his ego destroy what he could have? Hashtag loony. Let's go. I'll give you a toonie, my guy. Groomed from the ground up by some of the best ever to do it. That's the other part of it. And I said this from the beginning. I mean, for what we do here, every night when we're kind of breaking down the wrestling, and for anybody that has aspirations to be in wrestling, even a guy like Tony Khan could learn from LFG. Just the psychology, the tricks, the little details that matter. This week's episode talking, I can't even remember what guy it was, but it might have been Anthony Luke, actually. Just throwing haymakers in the air, missing by 10 feet. And you see the reaction of the coaches. So you got to imagine if an Undertaker, Booker T, Bully, Mickey James, whoever are sitting watching like an AEW program or another program, and you do see a lot of this no selling, not building to the moment. It is so important to understand the psychology of what you are doing. And that's my biggest takeaway. Like, yeah, the young talent's great. It's fun. The matches aren't supposed to be good. I saw somebody critiquing, like, these aren't great matches. Some of them have been great, though. But at the end of the day, it's just the mindset you should have if you're going into pro wrestling. Come on, Toronto. Theater, let's go. As we are off and running, folks, Hank and Tank, 73%. Briggs and Yosh getting 23. Nobody getting 5. I don't see a nobody in this one, but I do see a fun match. As right now, we got Tank working over Yosh. Sexy BJ Ray is the ultimate D-bag, and I love him for it. He's more believable than MJ. Again, I believe he believes, and that's so important for me. I believe if you met him in real life, he's that guy. He's that guy that you either love him or within 5 minutes you want to strangle him. In either way, you have to choose. My only concern with him, and like I said, is we've seen it before. If you can't get in, you don't want to be the next Enzo Amore. Yoshiki? I like Yoshiki. Let's go. Joshi. Joshiki. Okay, I got it. I connected the dots. I'd have BJ Ray teamed with Swipe Right. That, I mean, again, if you want to irritate a lot of people, put them all with Logan Paul. Clash in Paris. Clash will be in Paris. As Yoshi giving us some E-Honda. Rapid palms. Back in tank in. Here comes Briggsy. Big boot. I like it. How good is that kid? Next level out the gate. It's crazy. Again, to come in with that type of arrogance, and I know there's a level of production behind some of this. You know, we get it, right? But to be able to kind of be that compelling, that captivating, but he has to deliver. When you step through those rings, when you step through those ropes into the ring, you got to be be able to deliver. You can't be gassing out, not look good, and have a sloppy match. And he had 2 last time I checked. So he's got some learning to do. And if he can learn and continue with that natural gift that he's got, he's going to be something. I believe in Joshiki. I like it. How would you book Thekla in WWE? Byron, great question. I mean, again, do you kind of bring her in and put her with old friends? Does she work with a Julia? Do you put them back together? They have a history, a relationship. Does it make the transition a little bit easier? I do believe that she is another lady that would come into NXT and have to work through some of it. And right now, like, look what Zarya did. Like, we were excited about Zarya, and she's good. But right now, she's kind of, the best friend of the North American champion. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of options there, but I think initially there might be an opportunity to kind of reunite her with some of her friends, especially if you're running like this heel Julia with a heel Roxy, and Thekla comes in to kind of support that idea. Heck, speaking of
coming in to support an idea, I might be Thekla instead of Thekla, but yeah. Yeah, my fucking stream streak continues, I guess, unintentionally. It's starting to become the Undertaker streak, and how fitting the Undertaker's shows the fuck up.
Like, again, I said, like, some night, like when we take our pauses, we try and be as strategic as we can be. But I mean, again, on a pay-per-view tricky night, things happen. On a Raw, maybe. But on a random NXT, you're like, I'll be right back. And the Undertaker's like, hi, everybody. You're like,
yeah, I thought I was going to be more sad because I might be missing part of Hank and Tank and everything. And then I hear all the way across the living room of the Undertaker's here. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me right now.
Right.
And what you said with LFG and everything about learning from coaches, yes, very much you learn to an aspect of what WWE is looking for. But I do also question how many top-level athletes have been good coaches, have been good trainers, or anything, because they almost, like, if you look at The Undertaker, are you more almost looking at talent of, like, I expect you, like, I could do that, so why can't you? Well, not everyone's the fucking Undertaker type of thing. Yeah. Like, Michael Jordan's a great basketball player. Shit GM, shit owner, shit coach. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's different strokes for different folks. Some people can transition. Like, I'm watching 2 former NHL players battle each other from the coaching position in the NHL right now.
Oh, I'm surprised as shit Patrick Waugh actually worked out as a fucking hockey coach.
He's great because he's the guy that gets you all fired up. Even if you don't know why you're fired up. Right? You're just like, we're going to fight. You're like, why?
You started goalie fights.
Right? Like, he don't give a fuck. He's a guy that got in trouble for telling his kid to get into a brawl when he was coaching his kid. Like, get down there, go fight. Let's get in there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like you see, like, Steve Kerr is a great NBA coach, but he was 6th man on the Bulls. He wasn't Pippen. He wasn't Rodman. He wasn't Jordan.
Yeah. And it all depends on the mentality, right? Like, I look at I'm watching LFG. Taker knows his shit. He gets it. And a guy that's so entrenched in how much psychology he had to bring to the ring, passing that on works really well as a mentor. Bully, I think, has one of the best minds out there, even though LFG is making him look all types of fucking silly at times. And Booker T,
that's BJ Ray of the situation of fucking LFG. He's turned LFG into the Jersey Shore. Run, stop, run, stop. That's what this shit is with BJ Ray. Like, honestly, I don't ever want to see that kid have a match. I don't give a fuck.
Really? That kid's gonna be a star, bro.
He annoys the shit out of me of its go away heat.
Yeah. He's gonna join Logan and swipe
right.
right.
Well, I heard you say that, and if that happens, cool. Then they are just the ultimate douchebag faction.
Oh, nice tandem offense.
Yeah. So is it Joshi? Is it Broshi?
Broshi.
What are we doing?
I mean, it's kind of neck and neck between Broshi and what was the other one? Joshiki.
I support Broshi. It rolls off the tongue a bit better. You asked my opinion. My name before them for them was the Snores of Anarchy because they're little. Yeah, but I'm very much Broshi works pretty well.
Who the fuck is Thekla? She is another wrestler out in the world. Recently finished up with. Did she finish up with Stardom or Marigold?
Stardom.
You done with Stardom?
That's why when people were wondering where she goes, I was like, well, there is Marigold. That's just Stardom Light. So
yeah, no shit. But there is a history there with her and Julia. And we've seen kind of the Stardom relationship, an unofficial relationship.
Yo.
Oh my God.
Oh,
that's a 5-minute major in hockey.
Boarded, yeah, that's a 2-game suspension.
Are they going to win?
Chokeslam Briggs, you can't do this fast. I will leave. Can leave.
Yosh to the top.
No. I hate you, Yoshi. I hate you. Hank, come on. Oh, that is Seth Rogen. I
would have lost my fucking mind if Yosh had Broshi had pulled this off.
I would have lost my lunch and my appetite for wrestling.
Right. Did they get a second goal? Fuck my life.
Oh boy. I mean, they can't lose 3 games in a row, right?
No. Well, shut up. Lots of hockey left.
Yeah, well, lots of. Oh, Yoshi goes to spin away with Hank and just clatters Briggs. Which, by the way,
the Yoshi fight. Then we came up with a nickname for nothing. And there it is. 1, 2, 3.
Do they have a name for that move? Should we try and figure out a name?
We're going streaking.
Yeah. Oh, big weekend. We got a big weekend. Going Home Depot.
All right. Briggs effing good. Young JBL. Absolutely. Nick, I wanted to get your 2 cents now that this match has come to an end. So next week, number 1 contender battle royal, including members of LFG for Oba's title.
Because we gotta include people. We gotta find a lamb to be led to slaughter.
Yeah, but I mean, the LFG guys aren't going to win a battle royal.
No. I that's what I'm saying. I like that the LFG guys are brought in there. You're giving a bit of shine. You're giving a bit of rub and everything. I was more of looking at literally. If you were asking me to pick who I thought could win to challenge Oba, I don't know who I want to give that punishment to.
Yeah, that's fair enough. As we got the North Quarter Catch crew in the back.
Kyle Fletcher, aren't you supposed to be on Wednesdays?
Right. I wonder if we see Vakur tonight. I mean, interesting, right?
Well, that's so. The tag match had been halfway brought up, I think, when you were on a pause or whatever. And my whole theory, and we talked about it before live, is you have Jordan and Io here because you're either getting Rhea or Steph replacing Jordan in this tag match at Backlash, because that's been the story on Raw. That's been the story on the main roster right now is Io and Steph versus Roxanne and Julia. I kind of want this fucking jacket though. The No Quarter Cash Crew. I don't know why, but I like the jacket.
There you go. They got team jackets. I don't understand Lash up. That sounds like Lash is the only one being drafted. Lash and Jackson did not break up. They basically said they were too good for Metaphor, if I've heard it correctly.
Oh yeah, we had a clean division out there. We devised the equation out there. We went from Meta-4 to Meta-2, like we had talked about before, and now Noam could be his own guy. or can be his own guy. We got our last little pibbity popcorn player.
Right. No, absolutely. And I think now we can officially start calling them, wait for the dub to start calling them Lash and Jackson.
And again, we need to start marking this shit down and filing these trademarks, because I swear to Jesus H. Christ that Hank and Tank is our intellectual property.
Right.
Lash and Jackson will be our intellectual property. I feel like there's a time or two that we might be misremembering, but yeah.
Fuck's sake, come on.
You sound like me washing the bills. At least it's only the Senators. It's not like the Bruins or anything.
No, it's worse.
Well, is the international or the intercontinent, that's the best way to put it, inter-Canada rivalries more intense than Toronto versus like is Toronto Ottawa more severe than anything versus
the only problem with it had been for about 20 years now, neither the Leafs or Ottawa were good at the same time. So it was a bit of a back and forth. But yeah, you don't want to lose to Ottawa. And again, like when you go into Boston or Florida and you can kind of go, at least we lost to a good team. If we lose to Ottawa this year, you're going to be very hard.
So I guess then it might be more intense because I guess more Canadian teams are shit, is what you're trying to say.
Well, I mean, we should be the better team on this one.
Well, I'll ask this, is because it's same province, you're both Ontario, Ottawa and Toronto. Is it similar to like Yankees Mets Subway Series kind of vibe?
For sure. I mean, the same thing with Toronto, Montreal. I mean, because it's 6 hours apart. Ottawa is right next to Montreal. Montreal, Ottawa don't like each other. When they get into it. But again, it's just trying to get all the teams. Like Toronto, Buffalo used to be a cool thing, but Toronto and Buffalo hasn't been good in like a decade. So
Buffalo hasn't been good since Hasek. They haven't been good since they went from black and red jerseys to blue and yellow jerseys.
Might be facts.
Oh, I put fucking money on it because you had Miroslav Satan, you had Hasek, all that. Yeah. Trust me, I grew up being a Stars fan versus the Sabres when was the Stanley Cup. I won $5 off my neighbor from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Brett Hull is my favorite player of all time. And Belfour is my favorite goalie of all time.
I like it. Elephant or fish?
I never see an elephant fly. I'll take fucking an elephant. I'll ride an elephant versus I can't ride a fish. I can only eat a fish.
I mean, I've ridden a few fishes.
Whoa, that's a story for a members only stream.
KJ saying Florida is a good team blows my mind. They used to be so bad for so long, but Jose, they're solid squad, man. And I mean, adding guys like Marchand, who I absolutely fucking drives you up the wall. I mean, ultimately, Florida's solid. They really are defending champions for a reason. They sucked for a long time, but I mean, I go back to the Van Beesbrook days where I wanted to be John Van Beesbrook so bad.
Well, as I got a Dark State promo on Twitter. We're gonna break your internet sensation, dog.
Jordan Grace for the win. What do you call a banana that eats another banana?
Cannibal. Are the Panthers kind of the Patriots of these
All-Americans guest starring Trick Williams?
He's gonna play the wide receiver that graduated into mountain shit.
But yeah,
Trick Williams.
Chase you, Nick.
They're back. All of Ridge's work done for nothing.
And they're all just back in class. This is so dumb.
Yeah, why don't we so we can just go right back to nothing? No big story. Just all you had to do was ta-da.
Yeah.
That was
all these new faces.
So we're rebuilding Chase U. We're going to bring in the LFG people and they're going to be part of Chase U. And this is how your introductory, your 101 class in NXT.
Yeah, maybe. The douchies are here. Chase U is back. Damn Chase UBS. I don't like when you spend all this time building like the death of them to like 2 months later just be like, fuck it, it never happened.
Yeah, this is soap opera bullshit of like, did you hear that Jose died? Next episode, Jose is back from alive. It was his twin brother that died. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Right. And you're right, Richard. Andre Chase can wrestle. Had a really good run in NXT UK. He, before even that, like out on the indies, the guy can wrestle. There are parts of his game that work. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we could have got past this Chase U thing.
No, he at this point, he bringing back Chase U, and you can't find anything. And I do mean anything else for him. He is stapled forever. He is Chase U brawler. He is out there. He will go down as the greatest NXT jobber, the biggest NXT enhancement talent of all time.
Yeah, who's this dweeb? The guy that keeps showing. They keep showing like we're supposed to know who this kid is.
Yeah, but then it's so cool because Andre drops a couple F-bombs and everything. But Chase U's back, mother truckers.
Oh, wait a minute. So Zarya defending Soul against Kalani.
Yeah, but I like this back and forth. I said it when the Soul had her match. I like this now. I really like the pairing of Soul and Zarya. She comes out, she's out there on Zarya's shoulders, and they're very much, doing the whole little cheeky thing of they both give about each other. Like Zarya out there giving her the good job, good game, back into the ring. Hank and Tank and Joe Hendry paired together. Let's fucking go.
It works well. I mean, as far as like kind of the attitude, the approach, these three working together, it actually kind of seems fun. Did the Leafs lose the Sens? No, we're down 2-0 in the third of game 5. Annoying. Chase GPT.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounded like.
So here comes Roxanne Perez. All right, I'll put this one up, folks. Let us know who you're taking. Who do you got? Who do you got?
You have all three men hitting a hunt.
Damn it.
Damn it. Booker T losing his goddamn mind on commentary.
He's funny.
Oh, absolutely. And is Corey Graves even there? I have not. Does anyone hear anything ever from Corey? Well, shout out, though, by the way, I guess Corey and Carmella. Yeah, number 2. Yeah. She was so anxious and so worried about that WWE contract that she went and got herself pregnant again.
Oh, off the post. Come on. Killing me, Smalls.
You said that as Roxanne was climbing the ring post and is posing, so I thought she just like fucking fell over or something, and I didn't see it yet. Oh, off the post! Oh God! Oh, there is Corey. Corey's there. He just gets a word in edgewise.
He just, he mailed it.
I like Corey's reaction to Pat getting choked out of just laugh emoji.
Yeah, right.
He should be that way.
What I think is funny is he put up the laugh emoji and didn't say it. Everyone just kind of like took it and ran with it, which we get it, but it could. I mean, it could.
It makes fucking sense.
Plausible deniability, folks.
Right? Is that the definition of Julia's mask? Of you kind of cover up part of her face, but you can still see most of her face, so it's plausible deniability. If you don't know it's fully her.
So if her mask slips, do you start hating her?
Maybe. Depends on how it slips. When it slips.
She got Bambi eyes. This one, Maddie, thank you for $2. Can we get a thank you, KJ and Nick? WFU dudes. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, but I say it's more thank you, Chad. Trust me, again, we do this I dragged this man for like an hour or so when we get off stream just talking shit. So yeah.
Dark State versus Hendry, Hank and Hank could be a thing.
Oh, then Hank and Tank must win. We must defeat the Dark State.
Right.
Cardi B, the host of SummerSlam. And so this has been brought up, but I've seen this half a dozen times now on Twitter, and people have brought it up in the chat as I'm in commercial. Front row tickets for SummerSlam.
Oh,
$40,000.
$40,000.
You got to have a fucking mortgage to get SummerSlam seats.
Come on. Here's the thing. Is that true? Has anyone verified the truth of it? I don't know if I haven't seen anything official that confirms that. But that fucking off.
All right. I tried. That is KJ's response to MDB saying, "Thank you, Nick, and you are welcome, KJ." Oh, fucking off.
Yeah, no, I mean, ultimately, I think that you have, again, it's supply and demand. If there's people willing to pay $40,000 to sit front row center, and you got to remember, it's not, $40,000 to sit upper bowl. The elite of the elite are going to sit in the front row camera side. It's just the way it is. So that's why it's $40,000, because celebrities are paying for those tickets. Sponsors are paying for those tickets. The average fan isn't sitting front row and center unless you got beat up by CM Punk when you were a kid.
Well, no, I still don't even fully believe that whole story with green t-shirt guy. But yeah, no, if you even said this though about Monday, or you said it on Monday, that's when you get people that are the ones on camera that aren't reacting because they're not your diehard wrestling fans. Mm-hmm. You should have normally at any sporting event, I mean, outside of your fucking NFLs or whatever, the Super Bowls. Your people that are paying 40, but your people that are paying 100,000, this, that, and the thirds, exorbitant amounts are the ones up in the press box because that's more of the status symbol than being front row. Normally, if I'm running a wrestling promotion, I don't exactly want to say I have my diehardest of diehardest because those might be the people that got 3 pennies to their name. But I want true fans. I want the diehards, the ones that are going to be reacting, losing their shit for everything in the front row versus, 3 chains, not 2 chains that, got 45,000 in an advancement and just can pay 40,000 for a fucking ticket.
But it's never been that way. I mean, it's the same thing. If you want to go to the Leaf game, the diehard fans are in the upper bowl. The rich people are down in the golds. They're sitting front row. They're paying extra money for it. And like Richard points out, it's 30 seats. These are the elite packages. Again, do I think that's exorbitant and ridiculous and fucking not like insanity? Yes. But as long as they're selling, they're going to sell them. But we can't act like the whole building is 40K. It is literally a handful of marquee spots, period. And there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, at the end of the day, the rest of the arena is going to be expensive, but reasonable. MDB.
Well, no, you speak with your wallets. And again, that's why we love anybody that ever buys any merch from us, anybody that's a member, anybody that does a super chat or anything like that, because you're spending your hard-earned money to support us and everything. And that's really what it is. Of you don't want them to charge 40,000, then you got to have enough people that won't pay 40,000, and then the prices go down. That's really, unfortunately, at this point where we're at with this. Of like you said, supply and demand. The fact is, someone will pay that. Mm-hmm. Love it, hate it, however you want to break it down. Someone will pay it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? I will give AEW credit. Part of their marketing has been affordable, cheap, and affordable fun. Now, again, if you want that, if you want to really sell that moniker, fine. But it is a smart kind of counterbalance of you can go to an AEW show and sit front row for $50. It's a different animal. It's a different vibe. Again, they've gotten to this status where people are literally dropping $100,000 to fly in, spend an entire weekend at the shows, and go to, be front row, meet the wrestlers, keep their chair. Again, I think at the end of the day, I think it's crazy, but people are making it sound like, the whole floor, every floor seat it's insane money. I'd never pay it. I'd never pay it. but people are going to pay.
Well, it's the same reason why Disney has VIP packages that are astronomical fucking prices, because there's some lunatic, some unhinged person with a bank account that will pay it.
Yeah, you want to drop all that money and you don't hit lines and you get preferential treatment and you got a fucking jacuzzi pool, and a balcony and all this fucking, all the glitz and glamour and you're fucking, you're rolling through Vegas like the Hangover boys. Yeah, it's going to cost. And there are people that are paying it. I think the fans are to blame. I think there are a lot of people with disposable incomes. OnlyFans is killing everybody. I'm just kidding. But at the end of the day, again, it is a shitty thing, and we've talked about it where, Toronto, as an example, wasn't the best of places to go watch a hockey game because a lot of the people, the bottom bowl seats were empty because it was business people that had season tickets and weren't going. The energy wasn't great. So you want to see the legitimate fans be able to go. It is something the WWE, again, with TKO, are they just going to grab every fucking possible penny? They might, and that might be a bad thing that hurts them eventually.
Right, but you'll never worry about that with the Wrestling for Life Network, where our motto is do something strange for a little piece of change.
All right, let's go.
Now, I just thought of this, and I could be out to lunch with this, but it's just a thought I had. Should Jordan lose the sirens in her entrance? Because if Braun's going to be having the sirens and that's the fucking big call to arms, that's your main top story thing, I don't want to hear that twice. I don't want to get confused. I don't want crossover. No disrespect to Jordan, and I know that's been her thing before Braun's, but yes.
Yeah, I think as long as they're on separate shows, fine. It's kind of Jordan's thing too. But I would agree with you. If Jordan, I love the idea right now that if you hear that air raid siren, duck and run for cover because shit's about to go down.
Well, even if you duck, he might be jumping out and still manage to spear you.
Yeah, no shit. Hearing about people making $1 million a month on OnlyFans makes me sad for us as a human race. Listen, I have a whole long 5-minute bit. Maybe I'll do it on a members only one day, but about how fucking dumb the whole concept is. It's free. All of the shit you're paying for is on the internet for free. Men are dumb. Women have won the war, but I'm not going into it.
Men are dumb and people are stupid. We figured it out.
It's fucking dumb. Know what I love? When you see one of the fucking pictures and it's like, click this link for more. And then if you scroll up 2 fucking posts later, there's the more. You didn't have to click anything. Dumb.
That was like a man who's clicked through the links and been jealous, been upset.
Check my wish list. Why? What the fuck?
I'm not waging war on OnlyFans right now.
How dare you, bro?
Listen, we're out here hustling just the same thing. We're talking wrestling instead of showing feet pics. So I can't say, I mean, if it'll do it, again, do something strange for a little piece of change. Depends on what type of super chat you want to send. Yeah. I ain't going to knock hustles. I will knock grifts, though. I can't stand grifts. I won't knock a hustle.
Men are dumb.
Well, that's beyond that. We didn't need the internet to fucking figure that shit out.
All this, like, we want equality. They got it. They've won the war. We're stupid.
We've been defeated and we don't even know we were fighting.
We're financing the battle. By the way, there's a main event going on with
the women have won the war and they're main eventing NXT.
No one signed up for his only ad, right? Let's go. Nobody wants me on there for
Only
that.
Beards. Only Beards didn't fucking launch off that well.
Only Beards.
We need a fucking shirt of that now.
Only Beards.
That. Coming soon to the merch store of Ants just backwards as the TNA logo and Only Beards.
All right. In production.
We'll put a QR code so you can donate right afterwards because, you know, that's super fucking clever.
Yeah. Yeah, your wish list ain't got nothing to do with me, shorty. Yeah, unless you're knocking on my door to collect your gift, fuck you.
Jesus. All right, moving on.
I told you I got a whole bit about this shit.
I know, but we've got women in the ring, and I'd like to not be shitting on women as we're watching women's wrestling.
I'm praising them. They've outsmarted us. They're amazing.
Yes, but you're telling it like that.
Dumb.
They outwitted a dumbwit. We're fucking Wile E. Coyote out here.
Right? There's people with 1 million plus. We're getting over legitimately working our ass off trying to fucking grow a brand. And all we had to do was boobs.
I mean,
boobs.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Well, we are off and running, and Roxy and
Mr. President.
I'm hating them all. Let's go. 57% take in Jordan, EO, Roxanne, Julia getting 32%, 11% getting nobody.
We love a good KJ rant. Let it happen. Sometimes you gotta help them you gotta move the asteroid from hitting the earth.
Right. No, I want to call the match. I do. It just, y'all got me going about this wasting our money. Oh, we gotta fight.
Coming soon to the Wrestling for Life Patreon. Sunday rants with KJ. Instead of weekends with Maury, it's rants with KJ.
It's just, men are so dumb. We're so dumb.
Coming from two men, I guess I want to almost, like I said, what do I say to argue that? All I can say is no shit.
Yeah. All we got to do is agree. And fuck, we are.
Yeah.
You financing like fucking some 20-year-old girl just got a
college funds are getting paid more for.
Spending days paying to chat to a dude who was pretending to be the girl that you saw the pictures of. Fucking dumb.
Everyone likes OnlyFans until Chris Hansen showing up in their fucking driveway.
Yo, with the two on Julia.
Just fucking saying it. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, in the corner, blind tagging to Jordan Grace. Does this though, with Jordan Grace being involved in this match, is she next in line, you feel, being NXT Women's Champion? Like Stephanie spent a ton of time recently on main roster. We talked about her potentially getting called up. Allegedly, Julie and Roxanne are getting called up. Mm-hmm. So I think the only one in this match right now that might be staying for a little bit in NXT is Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan EO down. Julia Roxy looking good.
What even took them out? I just saw like fall.
Right. Nobody wants to see that shit.
No.
Nobody wants to see that shit. Even wifey's put some.
I was gonna say I'm married and she don't want to see that shit.
Right.
And that's the love of my life. If she don't want to pay for it, why the fuck would y'all want to pay for it?
So dumb. So dumb.
No, that's just fucking culture, though.
So dumb.
We're getting closer and closer to idiocracy, I swear to Jesus.
What is your prediction for match for SummerSlam? Bro, let's get through Backlash, and then we'll start talking about SummerSlam, bro.
Yeah, well, we don't know what the big Hollywood blockbuster breaking huge momentous movie that Liv Morgan's going to be in yet. So we got to see how the cards may fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Becky is so pretty. Petty. Why is Becky petty? Quake?
Oh, well, I mean, her whole promo was pretty petty. I mean, she's a pretty penny, but she's also pretty petty. But it's also a little bit of what we kind of thought she was going to do and played into perfectly of almost begs into question of, was Bayley's interview with Chris Van Fleet setting up a story versus truest of truths when she's out there of, why aren't I a big of a star as Charlotte? Why aren't I as big a star as Becky? And then that's when Becky responds back with calling her out for it and admits, I took her out. You don't deserve to be here. You know, Lyra, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
100%. Just if anyone was excited, tomorrow it's been announced Tony Storm will take on Miyu Yamashita.
Fair enough. I thought you were going to say, just in case anyone's excited, it's been announced Ottawa versus Toronto Game 6.
Game 6 goes Thursday. Son of a bitch.
Oh, so there is a Game 6. So Oh no, I didn't. I guess I brought up bad memories.
Yeah, they suck. They didn't pull it off. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, they Sens outplayed them tonight, and something you're very familiar with. My team just can't do shit easy. Can't just you had it. Just do it easy.
Again, I've said it before. I don't need a cardiologist. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, and you're the same way with being a Maple Leafs fan. Now, granted, I'm also a Yankees fan, and they faced the Red Sox, and they couldn't possibly lose 4 games in a row. Now, could they?
Right?
That couldn't happen, right?
Oh. 2 count. Good match. Good main event. I know we're playing around a lot, folks, but definitely a good match going on right now.
Are we respectfully in a bit of halfway, almost a WrestleMania, or like a wrestling burnout, a little bit of coming like
maybe?
Okay, fair enough. Well,
maybe I know I kind of quickly went no. I was like, we got over it. No, I think we're still kind of, yeah. We got to get to the net. Like we're working towards the new stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's just. I think we all kind of collectively need to like a breath of like, all right, we got through WrestleMania and then we instantly jumped into like, the cool shit again. Like, let me catch my breath a little bit from the fall from the first one.
Oh, nice by Roxy, almost into the crossface again. I mean, this is the future of the women's division in a lot of ways, and the pace in which these women work, the clean, like it's just clean transitions. It's smooth.
Can I say something without being judged? Can I throw something to the floor and see how
I doubt it?
Sunshine and Sparkles. Is this so a bit of how like the AEW women's division is if they just got more fucking time? Like the AEW women's wrestling division at times can really fucking go, but they just don't ever get any goddamn time.
Mm-hmm. I think 2 things. And you're 100% right. There's so many good women that AEW brags about that they don't air on TV ever.
Mm-hmm.
Which blows my mind. So they don't get enough time. 2, the other part of it is you have like Sasha Banks in these clunky matches that don't look clean, don't look crisp, don't look strong. And you follow it up. I mean, you got real good pros sitting on the bench waiting for a chance, watching a fucking third line, a Nepo baby, like, Tony Khan's favorite toy, you get to play more than anybody else. And to me, that's what's killing this company in a lot of ways. I've been saying it for months, is you're booking the wrong people in the wrong places. You have legitimate superstars that can grow your brand, and you want to play with whoever you think is the friendliest or the nicest or sucks up the most.
Can I bring up a conversation that I'm surprised no one else has brought up? And I'm talking from the Meltzers to the sappiest of saps. Is it more of an indictment about how WWE presents their women's division beyond even what WWE is viewed as, but how they present their women's division, that your top star, if not your second, third top star in your women's division, Mariah May, is all but openly, publicly admitting that she wants to go over there, that you're not curtailing all of these stories about her wanting to go over there. Like, I think that's why Jordan Grace goes over there. That's why all of these big name women's free agents, they hop, skip, and jump straight to WWE because the talent level's equal. The talent's there, but it's presentation. I can point in my head, look smart. I can be all crazy, but I can go to WWE, and on any brand, I can get at least 15 minutes of time. I can get a 15-minute match, or maybe I'll be lucky to get a 5-minute match at one point on a week.
Frankensteiner!
Ring of Honor for the longest time.
You're right. And again, I think that you're 100% right. Look what they just did to Athena.
Yeah.
It's so sad what happened to Athena. Beautiful man. Look at this. Oh, look, they even miss the tag. Make sure you get the tag.
Hey, anyone that likes Stardom, don't worry. We're about to get Julia versus Io Sky here at some point.
It's fucking great. And look at the pace, the pacing, the ability of these women. And this is why I think a few streams ago, I went after, I think it was Mr. Noob and a couple other people that were really hard on WWE's women. There's nothing like this in any other company that goes this long, this much, that are actually in storylines and key components of the show.
But that's why you get Baker, that's alleged going to WWE. Why you get Mariah May. These aren't Big Swole, respectfully, in going to WWE. You're getting your top draws, your top talents that are going over there.
Yo,
yeah, no, this is I hate to play fucking work rate, but this is work rate.
Sorry, Nick, to interrupt, but Julia and unless EO just gets the win straight up on rocks here, but the Julia and Jordan rolled out.
Well, they roly-poly-oly. They were fighting their way all the way. They were literally defying gravity and going up the entrance ramp.
My twin
but EO's gonna get the win here. That's why you got the fucking fight out here. Slide into another pin again, bridging through two count. But again, how crazy that Roxanne Perez is literally tit for tat with EO Sky right now. Mm-hmm. Why she should have, would have, could have been on the main roster.
Mm-hmm. TNA does women's. They do. They're just their roster got depleted, and it's a little thin. They're in a bit of a rebuilding process, but they do use them proper when they have them, and they're doing a good job with the ones they do have.
Yeah, their roster's just on NXT, and the rest of their roster's filled out from NXT.
Kevin,
yo,
here we go.
Handspring just walks over this woman.
Welcome back. And you're
so 1, 2, 3. And again, EO Sky, you said welcome back. EO Sky became EO Sky to everybody through NXT.
Oh, yeah.
When she was coming out there to the poppy and all the strobes and everything.
Yeah, she ran out of people to beat, and like she dominated in a big way. She didn't have like the Asuka run, but it was pretty damn close.
That seems to be like a recurring trend in NXT. If you just kind of run out of people to beat,
yeah,
like almost already at the end of that road somehow.
They're bringing up fucking LFG talent because they're like, we don't have anyone else.
Speed run that fucking challenge.
Right. I want to acknowledge one of our buddies in the chat mentioning Trick and Dark State. I would agree. I really do think that's where that's leading. Is that obviously tonight they tease it a little. Joe calls out Dark State or calls out Trick. Dark State shows up. So we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, and well, are you going to be disappointed if there is no higher power to Dark State? Because we thought it was Javon, we thought it was Trick. If it ain't nothing but shit, how do we feel?
Possibly. If it just plateaus, it's got an issue. So if they got to,
you don't believe in Lennox Coleman? You don't think he's the greatest of all time?
But that's what I mean. If he's got to lean strong, there's Steph.
Huh?
Clap off the clapper.
Now, why are you going to show her right after this? Yeah, you got to be announcing something here.
Julia or Jordan.
Or Jordan.
So Julia versus Jordan next week for number 1 contendership. Great.
All right. I mean,
why did we do that earlier in the show? Why did we do that here?
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well, it's the way to still inject Stephanie into the main event angle and everything. I still swear, I think either Stephanie or Rhea is teaming with EO versus Julia and Roxanne at Backlash.
I think it's Rhea. I mean, I feel like it's going to be Rhea. But again, EO just beat them. So why would you run that back at Backlash? What would be the point?
Different partner.
Yeah, but you already won with a lesser partner.
But now what's going to happen when I win with a better partner?
With this person, I'm going to go get a better person and come back and do it
exactly. Again. I already won with Scottie Pippen. Now wait until I get Michael Jordan.
I don't know. I mean, I'm very curious to see how this number 1 contenders match plays out next week between Julia and Jordan. We've kind of been waiting for Jordan to take the reins here, so she could definitely have that moment. Jordan and Julia rolled off tonight. Steph all but ready to give this belt to one of them too and just become one of the ladies on the main roster. Julia,
does it end up a triple threat? Like you said, they fought off. Does it like Jordan we said it since she showed up, was bound and determined to end up being NXT Women's Champion. We thought that was going to happen at Mania, or at least at Stand and Deliver, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think they're in such a strong position. They really can take their time and kind of figure some of these things out. And I do think that things change within the world of, your creative, because, you don't know, you hope Stephanie comes in and kills it, but until she gets in the ring and does it, you're like, holy shit, she's a bigger star than we thought she was going to be. Wow, Julia is what we thought she was going to be. Now we got Jordan. Like, it is a run. Like, no Miss Parker tonight. Like, Miss Parker's in the mix. There is a lot to be said for what's going on.
Moment of silence for no Miss Parker tonight.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. I agree with that.
But yeah, well, no, a bit of even what you were saying is it one of those of, oh Christ, we just had the NFL draft, but even going hockey ways and everything of you have a third liner that ends up starting to really kind of break it out and should be, more first liner and everything. So you have to shuffle the fucking lineup a little bit there.
Yeah, we've seen it before where, you have a second, third string guy that comes in and all of a sudden his game's dialed in and you have to push him up the roster or get him on the field. And it forces, maybe you trade your number one because now you have an expendable commodity. So we'll see. Julia, Roxanne were temporary. I don't know that's true, Richard. I still think Roxy and Julia moving to the main roster and working together as they make that transition could help, especially Julia.
Realistically, we all four women that we have on screen right now, we could see on the main roster by SummerSlam.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But ladies and gentlemen, that is NXT. It's gone off the air. As always, we take a rating out of 10 for the show. Let us know how you felt about it. Nick and I will wind it down. But I missed it. Stoner Jesus, may the blood be with you. Can't sleep in for an 8 p.m. show, my guy.
He didn't know it was 8 p.m. He doesn't know if it's p.m. or a.m. right now.
Right. AJ going 8 out of 10. I liked it too. Grace beats Julia next week. Yeah, maybe. Maybe with a little bit of assistance. We'll see how the rest of this plays out.
That's the thing is, I'm intrigued of they. Yeah. Well, you mentioned about it before with Jay going into Logan after this of what we're going to do with EO now that she's world champion post WrestleMania. Now that what are we going to do with Stephanie post Stand and Deliver? This is a really interesting way we're going to go with it because everybody feels like anybody could beat anybody at any time.
That's the best part of it, and that's what makes this really fun. And I think right now they're doing the best possible thing with EO that you can do. Put her in the ring and let her work speak. And like a night like tonight, that was a hell of a main event. And again, I know a lot of people want to brag about certain women's matches. That was a phenomenal women's match tonight. It was a phenomenal wrestling match, period. And they delivered. It was good. It was smooth. It was clean. It was up and down. It was everything you want out of a main event. And I thought it really delivered and brought us home on a good note. So yeah, you're right. Like you can't if Jordan Grace beats Julia, okay, that makes sense. If Julia beats Jordan Grace, okay, that makes sense. Like anybody, nobody's getting
Jordan Grace would be Io Sky right now, and I believe it.
Yeah, right. Roxy could steal a win. We trust in her because she's that good. And then you're not even talking about some of the veterans or some of the people that are on a different level right now. That could be in the mix as well to talk about. So again, a plethora of talent, and they're delivering. And like I said, NXT right now has a second to none women's division as far as presentation and actual delivering on the talent they have.
Yeah, the creative behind the women's division. That's the thing is I can have an all-star team, but if I ain't got plays for them to run, that don't mean shit. But that cup runneth over when it comes to WWE.
Yeah, and you look through this card tonight. Like tonight was a lot, but Carmen looks good. Soul looks good. Zaria's got issues with Kalani, who was eventually going to have issues between Zaria and Soul, I believe. I mean, Lash and Jackson was a part of the show because them breaking up with Metaphor mattered. So, like, even just these little side things, little things, are all very women-driven.
Is Tony the weakest spot of tonight? Because I was trying to think of, like, giving a rating tonight, Tony might be the weakest spot because think about it. Most of the show was really goddamn good. So, finding your weaknesses like Tony and Stacks, I've seen this episodes of Sopranos. I've even seen Matt TV do this episode of Sopranos.
Yeah, and I would say maybe a little bit of like the weaker spot, but at the same time, I liked it while it happened. Like I wasn't sitting here going, "Oh, can we get this over with?" I want to know, like, where is the family? Are they all going to turn on Tony? Is this the end of an era? Like, does Tony get beat out by Stacks? Stacks comes in with a new crew, and Tony moves on, and we see what happens with Tony. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't dislike it, but yeah, maybe one of the softer notes. I think Trick is a heel. Shiny Trick is doing his thing. Lenny
so low.
Lenny Williams out there looking fucking ready to go.
And now we've got that we don't know if we're gonna get Trick paired up with Dark State. Like Dark State was good with the Joe Hendry thing. Yep. I don't know how I feel about the vignette, the TikTok afterwards.
I love that shit. I think that's such.
You love this whole faction, so there's no talking to you.
I'm not there yet with I love the faction as a whole. I'm just willing to give them a shot. You were like, you showed up.
This is their shot. You better capitalize.
Now they're involved in stuff, and I like what they're doing. I like Lennox. I like the crew. I think Cutler's got a lot of talent.
Do you like them because you think someone else is running it?
No, I like them because them as 4 athletes are good. Who's the smallest guy of the group? The one that talks all the time?
Sugar.
He's great. Yeah. Like, I mean, again, if it turns out that there is no higher power and it's Lennox and Sugar and that kind of vibe, I still think it can work. We'll see where it goes. But I've just been a little more patient with them than you have.
Well, Nick will never like Dark State. I'm giving them praise. I will never like them.
Somebody said that Ava does an emote. Yeah, like I mean, The Rock is kind of fitting. She's like one of those.
Yeah, she's got her daughter. She's got her father's acting abilities. Can't emote where the fuck.
Or just flat. Like she's like one of the heads from Easter Island. Lola fell outside. Lola got passed, Chris. I love Lola. She's still in the mix. It's just so many people passed her.
She got passed. She got lapped at this point. Like she's a lap down. She went into the fucking pit row there.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's not bad. Like there is a future for her, but a lot of people
some people need to stay in NXT for a bit and everything. Like that, like we were talking about before, like Hank and Tank need to stay in NXT. I'm glad they won. Mm-hmm. Tony, maybe this is the end of his time in NXT at all, but then again, I worry where he goes afterwards.
And I do think that we have to remember they're not going to gut NXT for the benefit. Like they will transition things, but you even see now how cautious they are. You know, where some of the people that are transitioning have their foot in both because they don't want to gut their third brand because to them it's a third brand.
Would Braun Breaker be where he's at if he moved up when we thought he should have moved up?
No, because it took him that extra little while to kind of find that next gear and really sink into who he is now. Realistically,
get that 2.0 stank off.
Yeah, a little bit. 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go with the Cruise. I'm gonna go 8 tonight. I was really happy with NXT tonight, and that main event smoked.
Fair enough. I've been a sourpuss lately. I'll agree with an 8.
7.
Yeah, getting 6.5. But no, like I said, I was literally trying to find more weak points and everything with like you could almost make an 8.5 for this case and everything because it was a solid show top to bottom. Like Stacks and Tony might have been your weak spot, and that's depending on how you feel about the story. Like overall, top to bottom in ring, I don't think I can name something that missed.
In ring, no. I mean, even Carmen and Soul, I thought was great for what it was. I'm smelling a draft.
And it shouldn't have been that much, but it was a lot better than it was.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like I said before, like the Soul Snatchers become a really fun thing that I didn't know was going to work as well as it's working. So good for her. Stoner Jesus, I love you back. Let's go, buddy.
Right.
I'll give it 4 to 5 knee pads. I missed the first half. That's reasonable. I like that. Solid 7 out of 10. Not so much better than Raw, but better main event. Definitely boasted. I mean, I think when I grade, just so everyone gets an idea, when I give my scores, it's very it's a little bit independent of the previous. Like everyone, like I grade Raw harder than I grade NXT. Is that fair?
Well, it's on one hand, it's on a scale gridded to try and ask you to define the scale is a little bit different.
It's a little wonky.
Well, it's also even, we talked about this earlier, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more on Thursdays, of it's more grading versus in its grouping of SmackDown versus Raw. That's that pairing right there. This is NXT, AEW, TNA, the rest of the lot. This is where do you fall in here?
Yeah,
yes, I have been sourpuss. Yeah, I will admit.
The newest James Bond villain out there, sourpuss.
I expect you to subscribe, Mr. Bond.
Well, speaking of subscribing, folks, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We are back tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. It's going to be a hell of a show, and we're looking forward to it. They're adding stuff left, right, and center, but we are getting more Owen Hart, and again, Joe Moxley. We'll figure out what that means. But a lot going on here at the channel. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Go follow all our socials, including our Facebook page. But good job, NXT. We'll be back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow, Nick.
Can I tell them our shit is raw? It's kind of my thing, you know.
Yeah.
Our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that rest, you better put that for life with it. I love gold.
You love gold. Sarah Pussy in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, see you on the flip side. Come back tomorrow. We got Dynamite. Boom.